and our YouTube audience. Welcome back to Valorant Challenger South Asia, driven by Hyundai, as we've got Godlike versus True Rippers on our hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a high-stakes game for True Rippers. If they manage to win today, they are guaranteeing themselves a spot in the playoffs. If they lose, then this will be Godlike's first ever win.
Oh no, they missed the fist bump.
Means that True Rippers will kind of move out of the group stage. I'm sorry, kind of move out of the playoffs, and they might just give their fourth spot team a chance. Yeah,
wait, Crips.
That fist
he
bump
missed the fist bump, man.
I know.
He missed the fist bump. It sort of hurts.
I tried so hard to continue talking about my point instead of laughing. It took a surprising amount of self-control, I'll tell you that.
and Zay's like, bro, you missed a fist bump, bro. Hey, give it back to me. And then he just walks away, ignoring him. I feel sad. Oh, he also lost the rock, paper, scissors. Damn it. But it's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have all the players, and they're looking quite happy, to be honest. It feels like they're all looking pretty great. They're having smiles on their faces. It feels like their faces are glowing as well. They're gonna have a great time, just dancing all the way out on the stage. I'm hopeful that these guys are going to have that much fun regardless inside the game as well. Things might get quite pressurizing considering this is quite an important matchup. You might see a lot of jitters as well from both the sides, but I want these guys to have fun at the end of the day because, hey, once again, you're here to give it your best, and the only way you're going to give it your best is to not crack under the pressure and have fun doing what you're going to do. On the other hand, I mean, the True Rippers, they're already locked in and loaded. They're probably loaded inside the game, but Godlike, they're discussing some sort of strats, and I really want to know what they're talking about. Probably just giving some motivational quotes to each other, just motivating each other. We got this, let's go. Rexy, we had this full-blown conversation about Rexy with Crips, and we pretty much came down to the conclusion where Rexy doesn't really seem like he's in his exact prime form, and he needs to be here today. He needs to activate himself here today on this board, considering this is the final matchup of Godlike in the split one. And if you're not able to perform here, the chances of you making it to the playoffs are going to slim down even more, pretty much next to impossible. So you need to pop off inside this matchup. It has to be a complete one-sided matchup for you to make it inside the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm quite adamant to find out what the map pool is going to be looking like, and soon enough we're going to be thrown inside the map pool as well as we do moving forward toward the map select. True Rippers is going to go for the first ban, and then Godlike will be going for the second ban. Fracture's going to be the first ban instantly. What is Godlike going to go for? It's quite interesting. Fracture being banned out, that means ooh, interesting. True Rippers does not want to play Fracture at all, and Godlike will instantly go for an Icebox ban. So I think these are sort of comfort bans from both the sides. No one's targeting anyone. Comfort bans once again, and True Rippers instantly pick out the map of Haven, and Godlike goes with Ascent. They are the strongest on Ascent, and Godlike really wants to use their power to fullest potential on the map of Ascent. As I said, if True Rippers wants to have a clean sweep against Godlike, Ascent needs to be banned out, but apparently Ascent wasn't banned out over here, so let's hope that they've got something prepared in the back lines. True Ripper's gonna go ahead and ban the Lotus as well, and Split will be banned out too, so that means the final one's gonna be Pearl. The decider's gonna be played on Pearl. And I'm pretty sure everyone's expecting this matchup to go close, unless True Ripper just goes absolutely berserk, or even Godlike goes absolutely berserk and just destroys every single player on their opponent team. But one thing is for sure, jitters will be faced in both the sides. And to counter those jitters, don't exactly know what these teams can do. Ladies and gentlemen, here we move on forward towards the Asian Select. And now, the Asian Select is going to be quite interesting. Recently, we've seen a little change on the side of True Rippers, where Kaizen is now starting to play that duelist role, and Disrupt and RU are playing this Initiator and Sentinel role. So I want to see how this is going to pan out. RU with the controller as always. Disrupt's going to go for the Initiator, and Wimp with the Sentinel, and Techno with Soa. And Kaizen, once again, is going to stick to that Jet. I feel like this is the composition these guys have had a lot of impact with, and they should stick to this composition no matter what, and that's what they're exactly going to do. We move on forward towards the map of Haven, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the first map where things will be kicked off. True Rippers versus Godlike begins now. Starting things off in Pistol, where we have Godlike on the defending side and True Rippers on the attacking side. And every single player from True Rippers has already just stacked outside C, or at least that's what it seems like. They want to go for the garage control instantly. Probably burst out towards Garden, try and take the garage control. That's what the strat's looking like so far. The Wimp is all the way
Right
towards
there.
the C-Long side.
Right there.
But it might just be a fake too. Good thing for Hika is that he's ready with the stun out in his hand, so he's probably going to manage to stop any of the push that might just be there instantly. Recon darts being used as well. The stun's out, so Hika now will be stunned out once again. And the stun from Hika as well is going to be used at the perfect timing, but this flank from Caramel is perfect. Caramel this time, we're going to see this man on Jet. That's a huge change, and Caramel's able to find a lot of value as well. Caramel playing the duelist role. Usually I'm quite just used to seeing this man on that Sentinel, but this time Caramel on duelist. I feel like that's a good change. Head being spotted out, and he will be put down to sleep. Zay's the last man to go, and it's a 1-on-2 scenario. Finds one. Godlike, they might just have a good start on their hands, but no, it will be denied. Wimp comes out on top in that Sentinel battle. And True Rippers, they secure the first round off this entire map of Haven. Good way to kick things off and good way to start things off. And if I'm not wrong, last time when Godlike faced Velocity Gaming on the map of Ascent, on the map of Haven, Caramel was playing the Killjoy role. So that's why I was sort of caught off guard when I saw Caramel on Jet. But so far, this man's confidence is looking quite nice. Pushed up all the way from the B, even dashed up towards Garage, got 3 kills in his hands. But unfortunately, his team wasn't able to back it up that well, and they end up losing that round. True Rippers, on the other hand, the capitalization's quite there. And it's going to be an A stack. Godlike really just going out for that stack like that. On the other hand, the rest of the players from True Rippers just playing for some contact, hoping that maybe someone will push out from somewhere. But it's not the case so far. I like the changes from Godlike here. I mean, there's no other change, but we're just seeing Zay being switched on over to Killjoy. Instead, Zay was the one playing Duelist last time, so just a little switcheroo coming out. And Rexy in the close range, of course. Wimp will be put to sleep, taken out from the game. Just pluck him out. Hika's ready with the stun. Kazan's able to sneak in quite deep. He does find one. The Cloudburst going to be there on the board for Kazan to at least stay safe for now, but Zay finds the beautiful shots on the site. Good shot from Disrupt to open the fray up. It was an A-side stack, but as soon as True Rippers realize the fact that there are a lot of people on A, they're going to start to back out once again. And look at Rexy. Footsteps are now being compromised. Positions known. And RU, he knows that there's someone inside Garage. Rexy's position spotted. The call-out's probably going away as well. And now no one's going to try to challenge Rexy from this Garage position. C-side control taken away. There is one Spectre in the hands of Zay. And a flank from Rexy. This flank needs to find a lot of value in order to win this entire round of the hand. But a good shot from Techno to shut down the man in the close. And True Rippers, now they're starting to run through their opponents. One more to go. Rexy with only a ghost in the hand is going to be next to impossible. It was an eco round. Not bad though. A decent eco round indeed. Where only 3 players were alive from True Rippers, and they somehow managed to pull it off from the death script. But I like the thinking on that entire stack where Rexy sort of slowly and steadily decided to fall back later on towards the Garage and was also able to open up the fray. So that sort of put a lot of pressure on True Rippers, but they still recovered from that pressure. 2 rounds in the hand. Ahead. And now True Rippers, they're going to decide to play this one on the bonus. But the players who died, they have decided to upgrade as well. So you do see a couple of Vandals and Phantoms on the board, but there is one Bulldog and one Spectre as well. Astra spotted out in the close, but Zay's there in the back lines. The traits are there on the point. Godlike are playing this quite well. Kazan's position compromised, but Disrupt was there to try and keep him alive for as long as possible. Operator in the close lines. It's definitely going to deal out quite a lot of damage. Caramel's position known. Caramel being shut down. Now trades are happening back and forth, but Hika in the end will shut it down with a 2-piece. Well done from Godlike. They got the buy round in the hand, but still the economy of True Rippers is not going to be truly destroyed. Kazan will go with a Spectre. Still a decent amount of money left that they can try and pull off from. Another buy afforded, and Caramel with the Operator is just going to be there. Caramel's not even going to buy any sort of armor, so that's a high risk and high reward play. Let's see if it's going to pan out well for him. Kazan pushing up quite deep, just playing for that contact, playing for that first pick. But Kazan maybe is not going to be able to find it. Shock darts are they're going to be on the board. Of course, chipping away a little bit of damage, but Kazan still tucked himself in that corner. Position's given away now. And Kazan's just grabbing as much attention as possible on the A site. Astro's positioned himself quite close, but he does manage to find one. Still, that's quite impressive. And now the entire True Rippers, they're starting to catch their opponents off guard. Kazan's flank is now also being activated. The man on the lurk is able to find some value. But Godlike, they've only got 2 players up and alive. It's a 2-on-4 scenario. True Rippers having a huge man's advantage. But Caramel's moving in from the back lines. This might just be an easy close-in. Disrupt gets the 3K. But Caramel, with this operator's proven out to be quite a problematic situation. Kazan and Wimp alive. And Godlike with only Caramel to pull off the impossible with an operator in the hand. He didn't even have the armor to kick things off inside this round. He went for the high-risk, high-reward scenario. And now Caramel will need to just settle down for what's left and try and save up. Did spot out the man going towards window, and he's probably going to hold down the angle as well. Are they going to take Caramel? I think so. That's it for Caramel. I don't think so. Caramel's going to survive for long anymore. And Caramel being taken out from the game once again. Good way to squeeze out the round. Still, I felt like True Rippers, things could have been even worse if this round wasn't capitalized from them. But Godlike, they just got straight up outplayed with that flank. Kazan on A, he did and played that perfectly fine. True Rippers, I see these little mind games being played from them, just trying to play their opponents now. On the other hand, Godlike will now need to start to realize the fact that they're getting played like that. A good flash. But unfortunately, RU tried to teleport away, but the teleport was not exactly on the point. Caramel gets rewarded with a kill, and he will instantly fall back. Doesn't want to overextend at all, just playing this one with quite a lot of discipline. On the other hand, True Rippers, now they've lost the first man, so man advantage in the hands of Godlike. A high chance for Godlike to secure this round in their hands, if they're not going to mess up any other things. But still, True Rippers really just holding things off with patience and just don't exactly know where they want to start to execute.
Oh, I'm getting a bad feeling about this one. Godlike is starting to move towards C. That's exactly where True Rippers are headed. Astro saw his death flash before his eyes. So many in front of him. And here comes the Rolling Thunder. That's going to send them back into the air. At least 2 of them are secure inside the cubby. But another Rolling Thunder, which shoots them back, has now neutralized the situation. Caramel's trying to move in, and he is slicing and dicing. Great stuff from Godlike. Great recovery.
Really good recovery, and especially Caramel on this duelist role. I'm loving this change. Caramel on duelist now is doing such a fantastic job. And I feel like this change was really needed. And with this change, Godlike are able to find a decent amount of success as well.
One enemy remaining.
I'm glad that these changes actually worked out for them. Let's hope that they can keep on innovating, you know. True Rippers are the kind of team that can actually catch up quickly enough. I'm surprised I didn't bring up this point in the pre-game segment, you know. True Rippers can adapt.
Get out of my way.
Not as quickly as Velocity or God's Reign, but they can. So, yeah, you gotta give them credit where it's due. And they will catch on to what you're doing.
They will. Kazan is popped out the Blade Storm. And True Rippers still taking their sweet time. And not knowing what they want to execute. But Rexy lines up 2. Kazan and Disrupt being cut out and caught off guard. That was a good pick from that man. Operator in the close. And Caramel will be punished. But a little whiff from Wimp. Wasn't able to find the opening there.
No problem.
The Vandal will be recovered by RU, so at least that's a good news for True Ripper. They haven't really faced a lot of hurt onto themselves. Still, it's a 2-on-4. Definitely doable if this post plans play it off with the crossfire.
Zay's moving in fast. Techno is not aware. It's all down to RU. Stuck inside Graffiti. He has to make a move. He can't stay over here. He's getting surrounded, and now he's gonna get pounded into the ground.
6 feet under. Godlike. Another great round, and now with this, they've also managed to equalize the scoreline 3-3. Good stuff. They've also managed to secure an operator in the hand, so it will be passed on over to Caramel.
Oh, this is such a sweet frag, though. I like the aggression from True Rippers. They didn't have much to work with in this round, so they got the plant, got a couple of nice kills as well. Good eco from their half, but yeah, the inconsistent buying is what I'm not a big fan of. Regardless, as long as they have the economy, it should be okay. But this ultimate situation kind of makes it very awkward for both these teams. You always know that the Killjoys and Sovas wait for each other's ultimates to be activated before they place their own, and we're gonna see both these teams fall into that trap of you go first. No, you go first. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen when both these ults are online. So many of them revealed, though.
Yeah.
Cat's out of the bag.
But hey, they still do get the side control. That reveal's not going to have much value here. As long as they're able to get the side control, that's all that's going to matter. Rexy does use one shock dart. He's able to chip out some damage, and Disrupt's taken down all the way to half HP, but still, Godlike, they will need to try and commit. They will need to keep their foot inside a huge trap that's being set up by True Rippers, and the flanks as well is being held this time. Whip! He whips his shots once again, but at least was able to find the first one. A little bit of jittery aim, a little bit of shaky aim, but as long as you're able to get your hands on those kills, that's all that's going to matter. Rolling Thunder being utilized as well. The players being spotted out in the back, and what a good pull! Caramel! That combination from Godlike was just absolute perfection. A clean sweep on that retake.
And Rexy was so impactful in this round. His first recon dot reveals almost everybody. Tells Godlike that they can afford to fall back and play for the retake. The second recon dot reveals 2 people near default, and that queues up the shoddy double kill. Plus, he used his Hunter's Fury after Wimp had died, which means it's not like as soon as the Hunter's Fury is utilized, the Killjoy can then plant the lockdown. Most Killjoys don't plant the lockdown because they're waiting for the Hunter's Fury to be used up by something else.
And once again, I'm not really a huge fan of this comfort picks, right? True Rippers, they pretty much went for the Fracture ban. Godlike, they went for their basic comfort ban, which was Icebox, even though Godlike knows that True Rippers is not that great on the map of Icebox. But they still went for the comfort ban. And then True Rippers picked up Haven, which once again, not a huge fan of that, but
I mean,
let's see.
It's Haven, bro. Everyone's gonna pick it. Everyone finds a little bit of comfort in this map to some extent. Yeah, but the second map's gonna be quite exciting, honestly.
Ascent.
Yeah. Haven and Ascent have been played the most in Valorant Challenges South Asia so far. The most commonly picked up maps. Pearl being the 3rd highest. So this is literally something we expected before this map even began. I mean, before this matchup even began. Now, of course, a little Lotus would have been nice, but I guess we gotta make do with what we have.
A timeout was being called from True Rippers, and don't exactly know what the purpose of the timeout was, but they've got the Hunter's Fury and the Lockdown available. The Hunter's Fury will probably be used to cancel out Zay's ultimate, which is the Lockdown. So it's interesting. I want to see how this strategy is going to play out, considering they've also got the eco up. Maybe they're not going to use the similar strategy inside the eco, but in the upcoming round, it's definitely quite viable. It's a technical timeout. Wim's got some sort of issues. We'll probably get it sorted soon enough, but Godlike's able to get their comeback inside the series. They're able to equalize the scoreline, and now they also have 1 round lead over True Rippers. And True Rippers, they're not going to be happy considering they lost out the lead once again. And for True Rippers, it's not that tough. As I said, all they need to do is continue the consistency in the overall standing with the round difference, and they're probably going to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, True Rippers really need to win this game. And they need to win it by a dominant margin. MLT Esports is a bit too close to them. Wait, tell me something. If True Rippers win a map, is that going to be enough for them? Even if they lose the entire series?
I think so. That's going to be enough. Considering MLT, they don't even have a chance to make a comeback in the overall standing
Their
anymore.
matches are
Because all the guns, all the games are done for Militant. So their chance is already done as well. So for True Rippers, the playoffs are pretty much in the hands. No one's going to be able to probably steal it away if they're able to just have a decent performance. But I'm pretty sure True Rippers are going to play it here for the win. It's all about the pride at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. And in the 7 rounds that we've seen so far, we haven't really seen any big patterns emerge for either of these teams yet. So far, it's been a bunch of pretty straightforward executes from True Rippers. We haven't really seen a lot of fakes yet. Yet being the keyword. True Rippers can change their mind quite often, so we gotta be on the lookout for them.
We saw one play which was quite interesting in my opinion, and sort of a fake as well, I guess, where Kaizen was all by himself towards the A side in the short, and he was just gathering as much attention as possible while his entire team was sneaking towards the C side. And Kaizen, as soon as his team started executing to the C side, there was a rotation being called out from Godlike, and as soon as the players from the A side started rotating away, Kaizen popped out from short and got the kills. So that was a good strategy that was being implemented by True Rippers.
It's more of a lurk being set up to get kills as soon as the retake begins, more than a fake. But yeah, I mean, it is good. It is good to have a two-pronged approach and have multiple iterations of the map under your control, multiple avenues. So yeah, I hope they can keep that up. But now that Kaizen's lurk been detected once, do you think Godlike can fall prey to something like that again?
Maybe they can. Maybe they will. Probably what True Rippers will try to do is replicate the similar type of strategy, but this time, Kaizen will be once again on the short, gathering all the attention, and his team will be sneaking from the long side. What do you think? I feel like that's a pretty good strat, just fiddling with your enemy minds, because probably Godlike will think that, oh, it might just be the similar replica of the strategy that they did, while the rest of his team is going to be sneaking towards C, but no, this time they're sneaking towards A from long.
At least they're planning to. They start out like any other round, you know, they send the fault line down long, have a couple of players creep up, except this time Kaizen's moving towards B, and Rexy might be in for a rude surprise. Recon Dot doesn't get broken instantly, but Kaizen's still willing to challenge, even though his presence is detected. Now there's stuns in his way. Survives for now, but I think they're gonna push him out. Oh, Kaizen has to be so brave to continue hanging around this area. His teammates already made contact towards A, so he needs to sell this fake as hard as he can, and he's connecting the shots. Very impressive.
A really nice shot to open things up on B, but that's all he's going to find. It's an eco round for True Rippers, so all they really want to do here is try and deal as much damage as possible with these Sheriffs and light armors they've got going for themselves. Stuns out towards Haven, shock darts are implemented as well, but they're not able to find the value. Zay with all the shots, and those shots were supposed to be quite crucial one as well, but Zay unfortunately didn't find any value with that. And True Rippers, they're gonna commit everything inside this eco round on the A site. When Godlike expected the least, that's when True Rippers decide to use their ultimates. Let's see how this pans out well for them. I mean, they've got their hands on a Vandal, but how much is this going to pan out well for them? That's what I really want to know. Godlike, they're now starting to go for this retake, but the trades are starting to happen back and forth. It's all down to Astro now, 1-on-2 scenario. There's a crossfire set up, and True Rippers, they come out on top with a thrifty. What a well round done.
Yeah, Zay's been a concern for this team right from the start, hasn't he? We expected a lot from him. And given his track record in the other regions, we thought he's gonna be one of those players that absolutely destroys this server, but this just simply hasn't been the case. He's been very underwhelming in every single matchup so far. At least Astro has his moments of brilliance.
Take flight.
But really the only player that has actually impressed everybody so far is Caramel. This man is so good. And now that he's changed up to Jet, let's see how much impact can he have in the game. He was very good as a Killjoy. As a Jet, on paper, he should be better. But Astro goes unchecked. They finally trade him out, but that's enough time for Zay to get back inside. Hiccup trying to lurk around, trying to change targets, but there's just way too much heat to handle.
Spike planted.
That's just so fantastic. Rexy's shock darts are also finding the value now, and here we go. Placed into the post plant. Still playing a post plant on that long scenario against an operator might just be a little challenging, but Caramel's going to switch up his gun. But unfortunately for Caramel, both the players are towards long. And look at this one-way smoke. It's quite interesting. The cloud burst going to be utilized to force out the players and try and go for that spam. It's already halfway done. And Rexy is now going to start to find all those victims in the front. But are you? Instead, he make Rexy collapse in front of him.
Scrappy round, but True Rippers get it in the bag regardless. And this is again one of those rounds where it's up to Godlike to somehow stop it. I mean, for True Rippers, it was just another day in the office, just another C-Rush, which they won't really think about too much. But regardless, Godlike had some pretty good defenses, right? First it was Zay, then it was Astro, both these players getting a pick each. Rexy also managing to neutralize the advantage after he got that kill with the shock dart. So, good presence of mind from Godlike so far, but unfortunately, in one of these rounds, True Rippers just have the better trades, and that's all that it comes down to.
Indeed. B-side control easily taken away from their hand. A good read from True Rippers, really. Kazin, the overextension's being cut off. This time it's not going to work out for that man. Oh, Astro is so lucky to be alive for now because the window angle isn't being peeked and Astro's flank successfully appears. And this is where Godlike might just get their grip back inside the entire game. A good shot to close things out, and Wimp, he manages to clutch it out for his team. But Wimp was the reason that flank came through in the first place. It didn't peek out from window, and that's why his teammates sort of were taken down. But as long as you're able to save the day, I guess it's all fair.
Yeah, but you gotta realize this is such a scrappy round. The moment that lockdown is activated, everybody rushes in to break it. And that was the move that Godlike wanted True Rippers to make, but somehow they just weren't prepared for it. And then it's just a battle of trades. The whole B-side turns into a mass graveyard. Oh, Caramel went for something sweet! And he dodges all the counter utility as well. Doesn't get punished. A little stun doesn't do him any harm, but he is continuing to press down. And now that he's got just one blade left, he better get back.
Rex is... Oh, what a shot! I was about to say something, but that shot just stole my words away. Kazin, once again with a Phantom in the hand. This man's got balls of steel for committing that fight, but Aryu eventually manages to retaliate and finally put a nail in the coffin for Zay. Zay out the game. No Sentinel anymore available for Godlike. And True Rippers now, they slowly and steadily start to sneak their way towards the A side. The flank's already activated, as they know. Even Wimp is not available in the backline, so the flank might just be activated as well, and that's what exactly happens. Disrupt was holding for the flank, but is he going to expect the second man as well? That's my question. He does have the crosser in the back, but Disrupt manages to close out Hika as well. Flank shut down. Now it's all down to Caramel with only 40 HP and a Dream. Sounds next to impossible. 3 players in the opponent's side, and he will be spammed through.
Yeah, Disrupt is supposed to be the initiator, but how aware he is of the situation kind of makes him look like a sentinel in this situation. Amazing stuff from True Rippers, but Godlike, I'm starting to question their decision of pushing out of B main again and again. You have fighting going on towards Gross. Caramel gets a nice advantage. And after you get an opening frag like that, it does make sense to fall back and maintain that advantage. But nope, they continue to pressure on. And they end up losing the advantage which they worked so hard to acquire. Yes, one silver lining is that the quick aggression can turn into a very quick flank as well. But what's the point of the flank when you can't surprise them? And Disrupt is already watching that angle.
Yeah. I guess the flank was executed a little bit too early. They should have still waited out. And when they tried to execute the flank, Disrupt was already watching the back lines, and then he just got rewarded with those kills pretty much.
Yeah. I thought that maybe after Disrupt got the first kill, he will be like, alright, that's the flanker out of the picture, let's move on. And then maybe Hika would have had a chance because Disrupt's not watching the angle, you know, since he's already killed one over there. And because Hika was late to the party, I really thought that Disrupt wouldn't account for another player. But he's just hyper aware. He's so in the zone right now.
Caramel's able to do pretty good on that jet roll. Just got 11 kills and 9 deaths. Doing pretty decent. And now he's also got the operator on the board. This time it's going to go for the C site. Also holding an off angle. But it seems like the heat will be taken away from True Rippers, as they've got the Blade Storm available. And what was this teleport from the Shadow used in Haven? And no one expected that to be there. An incredible play coming out from this man. And once again, Wimp manages to cross all the way into the B site. Shuts down the man who was playing with the Hunter's Fury. Godlike, they're getting read like a book. Last man alive, ASTER, but 3 players in the front, stand tall like a wall.
Right there.
You can't get over this wall, man. You can't get under it either. You gotta break right through it.
Spike planted.
Punch a hole in it and continue moving on. And now he's been tagged. Prepare for a pre-fire. Oh no, they actually don't peek him. That's quite nice. Now they will, and there's no escape.
True Rippers. I like the thought process. Just teleporting all the way in the back, showing a lot of presence towards main. They expected an aggressive approach towards the A main side. And perfectly done. True Rippers, that from the shadows just panned out to be so well.
Yeah. And I thought they would actually see it coming because you can hear the teleport over there, right? But
yeah,
even if they checked him, they wouldn't have been able to actually dodge the paranoia or shoot him down. So it takes nerves of steel to commit to something like that. And I respect all you for committing to it.
I think so. It was a little too far away to hear that teleport as well. So I don't think so they had any clue where exactly the teleport was there. But again, we're not over there playing the game. We don't exactly know what happened. But one thing is for sure, both of them were quite unaware and they were just looking in the front and they got taken down from the back quite easily. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to push to a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the second half.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
The all-new i20, born magnetic.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the second half of Haven, where True Rippers so far, they're able to do things quite good. The heat is always on and off from both the sides, but as long as you're going to have the lead in your hand, that's what really it boils down to. And so far, True Rippers have a 4 rounds lead. It's all going to come down to this pistol round and how True Rippers are going to take this pistol round in the hand.
Okay, so he's merciless. And there's no remorse. True Rippers continue pushing on. Most teams don't push out of C-Long after they've already taken garage control, and True Rippers just defy all of that. And it's not just a C push. You see how far ahead Wimp was playing. He just fell back.
Finished.
Oh, no. Timing gets him. But hey, it's still a massive advantage for True Rippers.
Oh yeah, it's a 2-on-4. True Rippers might as well just have a lot of those overheat moments, I guess. Unless they decide to play completely disciplined. But look at this stack. There's 3 guys holding down that spike. No way to take the spike control for Godlike.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just looks really tough. The crossfire's just so perfectly strong. At least that's what it's looking like. And True Rippers, if we talk about this, they're going to take the heat against the opponents. 2 players were caught out with the stun. Aftershock being utilized as well just to buy off more time. But Zay's position's compromised in the corner. They know this man's sitting in the pocket. 2 quick shots in the skull. And Godlike, they somehow managed to flip the round. How's that even possible? Zay, those 2 taps were monstrous. When you expecting the least, that's when Godlike strike like Ascent. True Rippers, I guess that lineup didn't really work out. They should have still just kept on holding that crossfire. But unfortunately, those taps from Zay were just way too deadly. Look at this. Calm, cool, collected. 2 taps on your enemy heads, and with a 4K to save the team. They're looking pumped up, and they really needed that pistol round in the hand, too, to make a comeback established. 8-5. And a timeout being called from True Rippers. I wonder what they're discussing in this timeout. It's quite interesting losing that pistol round like that. I guess the coach really just wants to give them a little bit of hearing on what they could have done differently in that pistol round, I guess. Just stacking up like that one after the other was definitely not a good idea, because the way Zay tapped him out the game, he just sent him back to the lobby. A really desperately needed round for Godlike, and they got it in the bag. Considering now it's going to be an anti-eco for them. I really want to know if True Rippers will go for a force or not. And that was going to be the answer, I guess. They've only got one Sheriff and a Shorty on the board. So the main motive of this round is probably going to be to shut down the opponents, or at least put a dent on the opponent's economy and try and take away as many guns as possible. Disrupt's ready with the concuss, and he won't be able to find that concuss, but unfortunately the timing's a little off. No one was caught with it. Godlike, they're successfully able to open the fray up, taking Techno down. But once again, True Rippers, they're just ready with that crossfire. K's in position as well, quite deep towards main. Rexy's not going to expect the man to be that close, and he might just straight up walk in his crosshairs. But I'm pretty sure Rexy will probably go for this check onto this man, but it's not going to matter. Kazin, a quick top on the skull, puts the man to sleep. Smoke being used as well. The dash was there, but the Shorty is there to welcome them. Man softened up quite well, and Caramel, he manages to shut down the man in the close. The trades did happen quite back and forth. It looked quite a scrappy round on the C side, but Kazen's got his hands on a Spectre. And he's slowly and steadily starting to charge towards Garage. Making sure he's not giving any type of sound cues, but Zay is watching that angle. A bullet on the dome, and the round secured. It's 8-6. Godlike, they're on the verge of establishing a comeback. Take a look at the shot. Oh, such a crispy shot. We're seeing some nice showcase of aim over here today. Godlike, they were easily able to just clean up the C site. They got the hands on the C side as well. Just that Shorty was a little problematic, but as soon as the Shorty was taken out, it was a clean stroll and an easy stroll for them on the site. Done pretty well. Smoke's being used. This time aggression taken over from True Rippers, but the man in the close was being shut down, and also a Phantom gifted over. Not a good way to get taken down like that. Kazin just gave away his guns, and now Godlike, they're starting to get their entire dominance back inside this round once again, and it seems like it's going to be another clean stroll on the A site. Caramel pops off, and Wimp with only a Phantom in the hand and a huge stream in the front. True Rippers, that entire aggression didn't work out against Godlike. They were ready and prime this time, in the prime positionings as well. Last man to go is Wimp, and he's getting pushed up by Caramel. As a duelist, you are going to try to push up and pretty much deny that final save. That's going to be there. And look at Godlike. Every single player's now starting to push up. It's quite interesting. Wimp is just holding that off angle. He will be managing to find one and instantly back off. But he's getting chased down. They're on a hunt, and eventually Wimp will be taken out the game. A solid round from Godlike. They knew that it's just a bonus round. They can definitely commit to this entire takedown. They can commit to this chase, and that's what they exactly do. They take the final gun down as well. And now True Rippers, once again, their economy is in shambles.
This gives Godlike a chance to tie up the scoreline. Hopefully Zay doesn't have to use his lockdown yet. And Zay's actually having a good game. This is quite a turnaround from what we saw in the first half. There were some concerns in the first half about Zay's performance, but now it seems like he's recovered to some extent. True Rippers, though, still not willing to make any aggro pushes, considering they don't have much to lose. They're triple stacking towards sewers, which is fine, but Kaizen has already revealed his position, and I think that's amazing because they will only expect Kaizen to be there. Usually the Jet plays there alone. They don't expect so many players to be in that position. Unfortunately, it won't really help True Rippers' cause because Godlike are already entering C.
I mean, it shouldn't be that tough to pull this round off. Opponents only have Sheriffs and a Marshall on the board. There we go. Peeks out of the off angle timing and disrupt. Just puts him to sleep. A good shot on the dome. Nails it perfectly. And now Argue to go as well. Godlike, this extension is just going to catch every single True Rippers players off guard. Kazin connects that shot. The Godlike, all they need to do is take care of a couple of more players, and it shouldn't be that tough, and that's what they exactly do. You got a little too close for comfort. Only 2 players were left to life, but I guess it was still a decent eco round considering they got 3 guns taken away from the opponents.
And that's what they gotta do. They gotta keep them humble. Make sure the economy doesn't start to snowball out of control. And that's the last thing that True Rippers need, to let Godlike have a big bank. Up until now, in a lot of other games that Godlike have played, they keep falling into this trap of having 1 buy round, 1 eco, 1 buy round, 1 eco. And I'm glad that Godlike have managed to get out of that. And sure, they keep losing their weapons again and again, but their economy is just starting to build up. At least Rexy and Zay have a decent amount of money. Same with Caramel. Oh, the ping is amazing. What? Disrupt doesn't break the recon. Caramel has the opportunity to pre-fire, but he still doesn't connect. Ooh. And now even Kaizen's gone. Unexpected frags from both these breaches.
The dry peaks are just insane from both the sides. What's going on? These guys are not even caring about a world. Just straight up peeking out like that. And then Hika apparently takes a fight against an operator, comes out on top. So,
yeah.
It's just unbelievable what's going on in front of my eyes. I mean, these guys' aim is there on the point, but you cannot afford to go for those dry peaks over and over again. You cannot afford to go for those peaks over and over again inside the game. They will definitely be punished once the opponent gets a read on you. It's a 4-on-3, and man advantage in the hands of True Rippers. Easily, this round can be pullable, but Rexy's flank, this might just prove out to be quite huge. He's got the A side control, and now you can see the entire team of Godlike slowly and steadily starting to crawl over towards the A side.
And Techno is not curious at all. He's not even concerned that somebody might have snuck in towards the A side. He's just holding the bottom of heaven. In case somebody from Godlike extends towards CT and tries to move towards A link, Techno's going to be there to take care of it. So it's a 4-on-3 retake. True Rippers have the man advantage, so I guess they're fine with relinquishing this area. But that advantage might soon go into tatters with Astro looking to flank. The alarm bot, it might just catch Astro's position. It will force True Rippers to reconsider their push in. And instead of looking backwards, they're hurrying in. They're all in the side. All of them get stunned by the Rolling Thunder. But still, no aggro from Godlike on the back of that Rolling Thunder. They're just waiting for the spike to be tapped. Trades go back and forth, and now they gotta start moving uphill. Rexy with a triple spray down. Now that's the kind of monster performance you needed from him.
This is a tough pill to swallow. What's going on in front of my eyes? It's really a tough pill to swallow. This retake was on. They had the side control in the hands. The Godlike, somehow they're able to pull off these miraculous plays and just steal away the rounds in their hands.
Yeah, this is the classic Rexy that I was talking about. It's the classic Rexy that I was missing up until now, and I'm so happy to see him back in form again. Kaizen looking to take matters into his own hands. This good old flash and dash combination towards C-Long is prepared. But Caramel waits for nobody. Takes a frag. Wimp takes his head off. But now the Hunter's Fury gets committed. Can Techno connect? He knows the overall position. He knows that Godlike are just starting to take control of grass, and that's exactly why you can see Kaizen falling back. But do they know that Astro has already entered the upper region of Garage? This might be a rude awakening from True Rippers. Wimp isn't prepared, and Astro might just double up.
And Kaizen, on the other hand, this man is just stacking these bodies on top of each other, and he gets another man in the hand as well. The Blade Storm has been proven out to be quite painful for Godlike so far. Kaizen's managed to do his job, and it's a complete thrifty round pulled off. Kaizen went huge with a 3K with the Blade Storm.
Yeah, dude, the aggression was immense. And as soon as he was detected towards C-Long, he didn't mind falling back. He was just being such an annoying person to deal with towards the back of that C side, jumping around with his Blaze Storm.
I have a huge question over here. Why did Caramel push up like that when he knows the opponent team is on an eco? You are pretty much just stepping inside a death trap with not even having a lot of knowledge where the opponents are positioned. So, considering when you know the opponent's on an eco, just try to stick to your team. And you can pretty much get a flawless round in their hands, or at least the chance of getting a flawless round in their hands or increase way more. So I guess that was a huge little mistake that was being made. But the man in the close is now being spotted out. Techno's position compromised, and it's being held as well. And Rexy is not managing to find any shots so far, but Techno this time is not going to miss any.
Man, that was big. Only the AWPer was detected as the drone was broken. So Techno's position wasn't originally known, but he continued to press the angle, and he got the frag onto Rexy. And that's comfortable grounds for True Rippers to fall back. With the man advantage secured, they can afford to play a little more passively. A faint idea that they're heading towards the seaside. RU is prepared. The captain goes down swinging. And now the seaside's in tatters. Counter lockdown. Interesting, but this is gonna force Godlike to fall back regardless. They can't recommit towards this site. Oh, and that was the trap. ASTER was supposed to be the one to surprise them, but Disrupt cannot be phased. He cannot be denied.
30 seconds left.
Oh, 20 HP. Not a lot going for this man, but Zay, even he's getting outnumbered. Too many players can stand in the front, but every single player is quite hurt. Zay has managed to sneak in quite deep, and maybe the angle's being held as well. Last man to go, and what is he doing? Disrupt! You know the man's in the back. Why are you watching in the front? What?
Yeah, that was a Pepe Gun moment.
I'm not gonna lie, this is quite a tough pill to swallow, Crips, for me. This matchup has been a tough pill to swallow.
I was so impressed by Disrupt at the start, but then equally impressed by Zay. I guess he took it a little too personally when I said that Zay has been having a bad game, and now he's just proving everybody wrong. Sheesh! What was that clutch? I mean, you can't even give him too much credit. It was mostly True Rippers dropping the ball over there. And this might just be Godlike's win to take. Economy in shambles for True Rippers once again. You've got 2 Vandals, but the rest of them are on eco weapons.
Nowhere to run.
Oh, good shot. We're able to open things up, and True Rippers, they're able to get the trade back in their hands. That's an equalizer. But once again, it's a broken buy from the side of True Rippers, so this round is desperately needed for them. And this is the map pick of True Rippers too, so if they lose out on their own map pick, Ascent is definitely going to be a huge welcome for them. Good shot from Techno. Man shut down, gets the gun in the hand as well, but is not able to follow it up. Rexy shuts him down this time. Rex is feeling quite crispy. He's able to take down these opponents. He's able to win every single duel so far, and that's just going to add on to the token inside the game too. Astro, good find on Haven. This man is shutting down the opponent single-handedly. One more to go, and the last man stunned out, and Rexy peeks out in the perfect timing.
A great resurgence from Godlike. Up until every match they've played so far, Caramel used to be the one who was the spearhead of the team. He was the one who was always carrying, but now everybody seems to be lifting their own weight, and the entire team is coming alive, dude. It's the last game of Godlike in this group stage, and man, they want to go out with a bold statement.
So far, we haven't really seen a lot of fancy stuff on the board, to be honest, Crips.
Placing swamp
We
grenade.
really haven't. There are, like, I guess, maybe like 1% of glimmers where we're seeing those utilities being used perfectly, but still, we are not really seeing a lot of fancy movements or a lot of fancy moments. Ultimate being used, and that's really good timing on that ult too. Disrupt has at least able to manage to stall out the entire push on the B side. Kazan from this flank is able to miss that shot. Nothing being found. Dashes back towards the A-long, but is he alive? And he is. Godlike. Now they're starting to get suppressed. A good shot from Hika, but that's all he's gonna get.
True Rippers, very patient this time. When the time is right, they go right in for the kills. They aggress really hard. I was a little concerned about Kazan's push over there, but then the remaining pushes towards mid kind of made me feel secure about what True Rippers were attempting. You have to admit, even Godlike switched up the pace this time, and both the teams trying something new kind of results in a very awkward round from either side, but hey, at least both of them are now on double digits. And another chance for True Rippers to neutralize the score. It's Godlike this time who's on eco.
Kaizen, once again, suppresses the man who's trying to stand against him. And I guess this crosshair placement's just perfect. RU walks straight into that crosshair. Caramel gets his hands on the gun, but for not for that long. He is not able to taste that gun for a long time. Rexy's gonna get stunned out. And Godlike, so far, they're not able to find anything on the board. These guys are getting suppressed wherever they want to go. Rexy will be traded out as well, and True Rippers now finally seems like they have sorted all the issues they were having. At least we're seeing a decent amount of communication, and the trades are looking on the point.
I got the spike.
It's a mad dash from Zay to recover the spike. Oh, now that his position's given away, at least he doesn't have to worry about someone shooting him in the back. He can try to go towards Zay, where Vimp utility will detect him. He can try going towards C, which remains unguarded for the time being, but I'm pretty sure the True Rippers will let that area go and
30 seconds
just try
left.
to flush him out. It's all gonna come down to timing. Got it activated. Now he's on a timer. Needs to hurry. Nano Swarm's activated, but if he tries to fall back towards A long after planting, the alarm bot will detect him. And he's trying to fake out. He's trying to attract some sort of a peek out so that he can have some easier odds. But Godlike are just very unfortunate this time. True Rippers very disciplined, and they don't want to give him any opportunity.
And I like this approach from True Rippers. Finally, they're starting to wake up, I guess. But yeah, they're really starting to play a discipline. They're taking their opportunities on time.
Player standing.
And I guess this is what was needed. As you said, the discipline level is definitely amped up. They're not making, or at least they're not trying to go for any sort of shenanigan plays anymore in the past 2 rounds. It's working out quite fine for them. Still, it's 11-11, and there's a high chance we might be pushed on over towards OT. You're trying to spam through the smoke, trying to find some random spams, but he's not able to do so.
The only thing that can prevent an OT over here are the ultimates, and Hika has a big one. Kaizen once again going towards a long, this time connects, and he successfully falls back. Now True Rippers can activate what they always have been looking to do. These defaults have been looking sharp, and Kaizen's looking sharper.
Doesn't get the second one, but at least he strikes down the first man he sees in his crosshair. 2 players already taken out from the game, sent back to the lobby. 3 more to go, and True Rippers, now they're really just holding these angles quite disciplinedly. Another one to go, and Wimp is just going to line them both up. Perfectly done. 1 more to go. Hika is going to be the last man alive. And True Rippers, with this round secured, they're also going to push themselves towards the match point.
30
or
seconds
towards
left.
the map point, if you'd like to say. There is a Rolling Thunder available from Hika, which they'll probably try to use to secure the upcoming round and maybe try and take us to OT. But Godlike, once again, the way they are losing, yeah, the sound cue given away, and now Wimp knows. Yeah.
Dude, Wimp made this look so easy. They didn't peek him, and he just got 2 individual frags, and it's not like he even took a lot of damage. He took like 1 bullet to the body. That's it in that entire double fight. And as soon as Kaizen gets these 2 frags, True Rippers, they fall back. They play so calmly.
Enemy remaining.
Godlike even tried to break the alarm bot on B. Astro broke it. What does Wimp do? Completely ignores that. He knows for a fact that Godlike cannot afford to commit to a B-side plant when they're losing 2 members like this. And he was unfazed by when that alarm bot was broken. It's almost like he could read their minds.
Look at Godlike, a huge stack towards C, and I think so they're also going to use the Rolling Thunder to get the C side in the hand, and yep, that's what they exactly do. Classic 101, they get the site control in the hand, but now how is the resistance going to be there from the opponents? That's what we're here to find out. You do see Wimp just falling out instantly, taking a fight against Hika. Interesting, the observers are a little lost there, but fine. We've got Kaizen going on an absolute killing spree. He was able to find 3 single-handedly. Kaizen, it seems like he might just save the day for his team. And True Rippers, they pull away this round from the death's grip, and they secure the first round in their hands.
First map in the bag for True Rippers. It was brutal, it was scrappy, but they make it work regardless. Just as an insurance policy, there was a double up setup from True Rippers right at the start. The Omen dropped the op, picked up a Vandal as he was falling back out of the seaside because they knew that they couldn't hold on against the Rolling Thunder. They would much rather go for the 5v5 retake. And when that retake came through, Kaizen delivered. He basically cosplayed the Grim Reaper and became a manifestation of death himself.
Yeah.
The young gun from True Rippers firing on all cylinders.
I mean, hey, Kaizen, once again, I mean, you saw as soon as they won that matchup, there was a little mobile screen being shown up saying Jet Diff. Kaizen, man, this man is single-handedly able to put up so many great numbers, so it's understandable too. You are going to be able to say that in front of all the audience that's currently watching. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the first map of Haven being claimed by the people that picked it, which is True Rippers. But now the upcoming map is going to be the map of Ascent, which is going to be the pick of Godlike. Let's see what the outcome is going to be on that map, but after this short break.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
The all-new i20, born magnetic.
Making dreams come true and memories happier.
I know my destiny. destiny. I know my destiny. I know my destiny.
Exactly. Well, you know what, Crips? What time is it? It's time for us to welcome the YouTube family back on the feed of English. Welcome back, guys, to Valorant Challenger South Asia. We're going to be moving it forward inside the series to the second map, the map of Ascent, which is going to be the pick of Godlike, and we're all expecting for Godlike to dominate on this map. I raised a huge question. Are we going to be seeing the similar change on the duelist? And yes, we are. Zay once again playing that Killjoy role, and Caramel shifting on over towards that Jet. On the other hand, nothing much changes coming out from True Rippers, pretty much sticking to what they're familiar with.
No surprises there. Yeah, there's surprises in the game though. I really expected True Rippers to pick up something wacky, considering Ascent is one of those maps where literally any agent composition can be made successful. I've seen teams pull off triple initiators very successfully in Ascent. I've seen teams pull off triple sentinel in Ascent very well. So, yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah. And True Rippers picked up a Phoenix on Icebox, so I thought that might just
5
come through
duelist?
on Ascent as well.
5 duelist?
Okay, not that much. Now you're kind of overcooking things.
Why not, man? You gotta let him cook, you know? I mean, listen, if I ever play in a professional league myself, there has to be one game where if my team is just losing completely down bad and I know if I can't do anything, I'll be like, you know what? Just pick 5 duelists. Let's play for the content. But yeah, speaking about all of that, we've got a quick push from True Rippers all towards mid. They're denying that mid control from Godlike. They're fighting it back. The resistance, they're quite strong the way from True Rippers. But now Godlike, they've got 3 players left over off their own. It's a 3-on-3 situation, but the firepower is just way too strong from Kazan.
The firepower, the fighting. I mean, I expected a brawl, but not right off the bat. What is this? It's a 5-man mid push. It's not even like they smoke one of the areas, right? If you're pushing out of mid, you will either smoke B-Link and focus top mid, or vice versa. They leave both the areas open, and they just click away. They're almost treating this game like a deathmatch. What is this?
It's a street fight, man. It's an absolute street fight. But Godlike, this time, showing some patience, holding things back. They've got some sheriffs. So the intentions are quite clear. Make it hurt if there's any sort of pushes. Play on the crosser placement. Try and get as much hurt as possible established on the opponents. And True Rippers, now they're starting slowly and steadily inch further from the A main side. This should give them a lot of clues away that there's a high chance the B execute might just be coming in soon enough. And that's where the spike's present too. Godlike taking their time. It's just an eco round, so you can't really expect a lot from them. I'm expecting a clean sweep.
Dude, they're in each other's spawns, man. Look at this. You've got Caramel in defender's spawn. At the same time, you've got Hika in attacking spawn. It's like the roles have been reversed.
I double.
And now they're gonna pinch Godlike to a teammate. They're getting crunched over here. They're getting surrounded. And it's an easy cleanup for True Rippers.
Yeah, as expected. All that patient, all that waiting for nothing. And yeah, another quick successful round for True Rippers. And a lot of laughing going on in the venue too. Don't exactly know why those guys are laughing, but if there's a joke cracked, I want to know what type of joke it is.
The joke is that, yeah, they reached each other's spawns within 20 seconds of the round starting. I think that's funny. Not like a joke kind of funny.
I do that
more
pretty
like
much every time in my competitive games.
In your competitive games, exactly. Those are ranked games. This is VCC, dude. Sorry, this is VCL. You can't do stuff like this. At least not consistently.
I do it consistently in my ranked games, though.
Ah, that's why you're the Kika Chad, bro. That's why you're the Kika Chad. And that's also why I don't play with you.
Man, my win-loss ratio is not that good, man. But moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, to this round, got to get our heads back inside the competition. Godlike, they've got the side control. Oh, somehow Astra loses his life as well. That means no controller available. Godlike, now we'll need to start playing on the site and pretty much resist the entire retake. True Rippers, on the other hand, that was a great find. They've still got their controller alive, which is RU. So they can't play off of the smokes, try and deny as much as vision as possible. Tekno's got the recon dart ready, and now they're just starting to communicate. As soon as the recon dart will be sent in, the rest of the players will start to flow on the site, and that's what exactly happened. There's a huge push coming in from Tree. First one was found, but Kazan once again, this man's on a killing spree. Rexy, he's got a crossfire set up under Heaven. Rexy will be shut down, but will RU expect another man under Heaven? And probably no is going to be the answer. There's a man in the back, and Hika will nail him down.
Yo, but for a bonus round, this is quite impressive from True Rippers. They got all the kills except one. And I think that's amazing. Going into the next round, True Rippers will have a better economy. All the Vandals on the floor now dropped. Godlike had worked so hard to muster up all these weapons. And that's why you can see the compromises already. You've got Caramel and Rexy on half armor, Astro on the Spectre. The silver lining is that Caramel and Rexy are both just 1 point away from their ultimates, so that's nice, I guess. In case something goes wrong, they're gonna have the Blade Storm in Eco next.
Enemy marked.
Op. That's danger avoided.
Oh my god, there's a man closing up quite close! A quick tap on the skull. I saw this disaster coming a mile away. The overextension was a little bit too much. I do understand as a duelist you're supposed to give an edge to your team, but he committed way too much in that fight. And now the operator's given out as well. But Disrupt, will he try to retrieve that op? I think so. It's a little bit too deadly and risky.
Even if he does recover it, where's he gonna post it? This could be a game changer. Tekno with the ready to spam, but Rexy with the superior peek. He ducks under his crosshair.
Scanning ahead.
Wimp blocked out of the action. He can't do much. Unless he gets like a lucky spray down kill through the smoke, which is unlikely. There's not much that Ripper can do to prevent the spike block.
Godlike. They've got the establish. They've established the side control. And there's Odin in the play as well, but quick tap from Wimp too. Odin being instantly subtracted from that entire play. And there's a flank being activated as well. Caramel and Zay, these guys played it off perfectly. Zay was able to find two. The lineup was there, and True Rippers, this time they get absolutely decimated.
And this is the flank that I was worried about all the time. I said it in the pre-game segment, Godlike love pushing into this position. They love having someone present all the way to the defender spawn. Caramel has done it twice in this map already. And I thought True Rippers might be aware about that, but yeah, you can't really blame them. At least it's still early on in the game, you know? If this kind of flank comes through when the scores are tied at like 11 all or something, then it's a disaster. At least now you have a chance to recover.
Revealing area.
Recon dart out. And so far, just peace all across the board. We're not really seeing a lot of things
Yeah.
taking their time, and now they're starting to stack outside A main. There was an early 0 point used, but no information was being found with that 0 point. So Godlike should know that there's no one in the clotheslines, and it should be a quick burst on the site, but Kazan on this knife has been deadly all the time. So this man needs to be counted out. This man needs to be somehow suppressed down to the ground, and he will be. Caramel finds a crucial frag on the opponent.
Third shot in their face. All that early recon utility didn't really help either team, and that's why there was radio silence. 4v5 retake on the card. Sheriffs on the board. 3 in heaven. All of them do get revealed, but Rexy tries to go in for the spam. Connects successfully. Astro now fighting towards Ross. He wants to pinch them towards heaven. He makes noise. He forces them to face him and then face the music too. Techno's being pinched in every direction. A stylish one. But can he double up? Can he deliver any more? Nah, that's about it. Hey, still. All these bonus and eco rounds that True Rippers find themselves in, they've always managed to get 3 or more kills. Always managed to get plenty of weapons on the ground. So they're keeping the Godlike economy humble. Just
That's what happened in the previous too. That's what happened in the previous round too. So Godlike were never really able to establish a huge economy over, even though they were winning a series of round in their hands. They were just not having a lot of economy because they were keeping on losing those guns over and over again. So yeah, True Rippers, they are able to find those values. They are able to find those kills, but unfortunately sometimes the round is just not there in their hands. Cloudburst there to pretty much extinguish that recon dart, but Caramel pushes up deep and gets the kill. Kazan so far, this man's getting jet diffed over and over again.
I dropped the
yeah.
spike.
And that's a crucial player to shut down too. Kazan was the difference maker in Haven. You take him offline in Ascent, and then you've got a game on your hands. We've seen this from Godlike before. Show presence,
Yeah.
walk into
Same.
a main, a very slow creep up. And True Rippers always find it difficult to play around this contact peak of sorts. At least this time the 0 point detects multiple members, but then again, what will you do with this information? You can't do
Oh
much.
my god.
Especially not when Zayn on the flank. Oh, and he's relentless.
Was that a team flash? Or was that Hika's flash that flashed the man on the short? I'm so confused, but whatever happened, Zay was able to find that kill. Techno is now probably going to go for the save. He's got an Odin in the hand, and Zay's HP isn't even going to support him to win this duel. It's a 1-on-3 situation, definitely doable, but I highly doubt he's going to try to commit because True Ripper's economy is on a huge shambles now. It's on a downfall. So True Rippers would not want to commit to this fight whatsoever. Just going for the save. Stain and Sabrosa in the back, just relaxing, chilling towards mid. But he's got way too many angles to take care of at the same time, and he's getting approached by 2 at the same. But he whiffs a lot of those shots, and Techno flicks right onto his skull.
Dude, Rexy survived with 1 HP. I guess the last few shots got blocked by the geometry of the stairs. That should have been a kill. Oh, now I feel sad for Techno. He had the advantage, had everything working out for him, but then all of a sudden, the stairs get in the way.
Oh, man. True Rippers timeout. They need it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's
What
not
is he
like
saying?
Godlike have been doing something really fancy. All the stuff that they've been doing so far is
Pretty much
it's
basic,
quite,
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite basic, and we've seen them do it before. So if True Rippers did their homework, they would have figured it all out.
But what I like about Godlike is that they're staying like a well-knit unit. You saw that entire push on the A main. 4 players
Yeah.
are just walking slowly and steadily. They're playing like a team. They're there when the trades are needed.
Yeah.
So that's what's sort of working out in the favor of Godlike. And that's
Yeah.
what True Ripper, I guess, are not able to figure it out so far. But hopefully they will be able to figure it out in the future lines. It's a 2-4 score line, not that far away. Godlike, they're still on a spot where they're quite easily reachable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And because Godlike are playing so close to each other, it becomes so difficult for True Rippers to act on the information that they gather. Like, sure, you know there's 4 towards A, but what are you going to do about it? Fight them 1 by 1? Not possible. Godlike watch each other's trades. True Rippers need to turn up the aggression. They need to turn up the heat. And so far, the only aggression we saw from them was that initial push out in the pistol round. After that,
I
it's
think
been
it's
mostly
the
just
same.
defaults.
4 players stacked towards mid. I thought we're
Yeah.
going to be seeing that similar type of push once again,
Yeah.
but no is going to be the answer. Instead, now they're going to start to disperse. A lot of players starting to walk over towards the A side, but this time they've got the call wrong because there are 4 players towards B. A side's not going to be the execute anymore. They slowly and steadily this time start to creep up towards the A side. Godlike, they just have the reads on their side this time. They're able to read out
Nice.
things quite well, but Whip,
Swamp grenade.
he's going to be the man who starts to open things up. He also gets spotted by the recon dart, so now they know Wimp is all the way in the back, just stuck in the boathouse. And he's trying his best to connect those shots. Astro is taken down to 82. But he's still quite healthy, considering the opponents only have some eco guns in the hand. They've only got the sheriffs on the board. Hunter's Fury is going to find
Down,
one,
B.
but that's all he's going to get. And now Godlike, they're going to start to mop up these kills.
Last player
Yeah, the
standing.
Rexy Astro crossfire is really deadly. They play off of each other. Astro doesn't reveal himself until Rexy does.
Spike
And
planted.
then it becomes really hard to counter them. I must say, Godlike have a really solid attacking side on Ascent.
Shot done. Not ready yet.
Techno's
There used to
fighting
be
a
saying.
balance.
What? Oh, okay. I
Okay.
guess I just forgot the saying with that shot. What was that? Oh man, some unexpected shots, man. But yeah, I remember the saying once again. There was a saying: "Unity is power." I was being taught that in my school days, you know, when I was a little kid. I mean, I'm still a little kid. But
Enemy remaining.
what am I watching? What am I? How? Okay, if he would have taken down Zay too, I would have lost my faith on God. What?
And you don't get to say that saying again, right? You still get disrupted in the middle of that little thing the little line you're trying to put on over there.
Spike.
I have a line. They say laughter is the best medicine, but this seems like nothing but poison to me.
I just don't even know what happened in front of my eyes.
Most people don't. Most people don't. Oh, nice op plus bait setup over here. Disrupt doubling up. Even Kaizen comes back in. The null command has absolutely nothing to offer. And if that's not enough, the Odin spam will make it even harder.
Oh,
Godlike are walking into
What?
a meat grinder.
such a quick round and a flawless one too. True Rippers. Speak about a brawl in this matchup is just an absolute chaos. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Fire to fire, and Godlike this time. We talked about how are they going to try to counter this entire Unite play that they're showing so far. I guess it's just fire to fire. Push up 2 of your own players in the front and hope for the best.
Yeah. There's only one way to deal with a 5-man push, and that is to do a, if not a 5-man, at least a 3-man push yourself. And there were so many layers in that one, right? You first have the Opper playing over there. If he misses, there's Disrupt with the Vandal. And if that doesn't work, there's Techno with the Odin. Plus, nobody on Godlike broke the Recon Dart, so Techno can continue spraying away for free.
Gets tagged up.
Yeah,
At least that one single player is being spotted. But I think so True Ripper should have a decent read this time, considering whenever there's a killjoy playing towards the B side, there's always an A side take. And True Rippers, that's what they exactly do. Zay was able to find the first one, but there is an instant equalizer. And Aryu once again peeks out of his own smoke. These plays are mind-blowing and mind-boggling too.
I agree. Keep these back towards the B side just in case, but if this place is fine. Long control, but even with tunnel vision towards the bottom all day long. Didn't account for 1 man on top.
30
the
seconds
elevation
left.
betraying him once again. Now Disrupt trapped. Too many targets on his screen, and the plant seems inevitable.
Indeed it does. Aryu as well is not going to be able to isolate those duels because Godlike are peeking out at the same time.
Spike planted.
They're really just playing for those hardcore trade battles. And man being spotted out. Zay didn't realize that he was getting shot at from the back lines. Well, that's an advantage of having a Phantom in your hands. Astro is down only 10 HP, and Aryu's able to creep up from the tree area.
remaining.
Finds Astro, who's way too low for comfort. 30 HP left in the hands of Aryu, but he needs to make sure he's not getting scanned up by the Sova. And Rexy almost lost that duel because he looked on the right for a split second.
Yeah, but you gotta give credit where it's due. You can almost call Aryu the smoke criminal. 2 out of the 3 kills that he got in this round were just peeking out of the curvature of the smoke. And usually it's discouraged, but this man just defies the odds, defies the meta, and he just makes it work somehow.
Enemy remaining.
Mechanical prowess, I guess.
Six to 3 is the scoreline. And True Rippers, I guess they're finally able to stop the momentum build that Godlike had on the board.
Take flight.
Operators out in mid once again. Kaizen top hasn't really been the difference maker, but it needs to start being that difference maker as soon as possible. He wasn't being spotted in mid too, so I guess Godel, they might just go for that risky peek. They do go for the jump spot. A good decision being made. And now Godlike, as they get the information that there's someone opting out in mid, Caramel's going to start to creep up once again. He will get the entire control in his hand, but the turret contact is going to be there. And what a shot!
Yeah, this is the thing that I wanted to point out. There's no alarm bot towards mid this time. Instead, there was a turret towards switch, which acts like the alarm bot as soon as somebody peeks out of market.
Scanning
That's
ahead.
a great adjustment. Because Godlike have been using all their util to break the mid utility first, and then moving towards the defender spawn region. So this switch up in utility placement from True Rippers actually helps their cause, and it doesn't let Godlike break the Killjoy utility very early on in the round. Disrupt gets tagged. Is he gonna be in a body bag? Not today.
30 seconds
Not
left.
yet. Kaizen once again in a very, very good position. You won't really check this, and you won't expect 2 people to be on the right side. If
One
they check for
enemy
Kaizen, they
remaining.
definitely won't check for Aryu, who sprays them down. Sheesh. 1 second and everybody's dead.
What a round. I mean, the people that are in the venue, they're not really having any type of emotions, but I really like this turret setup that was on mid. It's not the first time we've seen that turret setup. And considering how things have been looking like for them, True Rippers really do need this round. Speak about that, and True Rippers, they're now going to start to move up towards mid. And it's quite a aggressive round from Godlike. They're taking the heat against their opponents. Caramel has already got his hands towards the switch, and is now going to start to extend maybe towards all the way to the spawn as well. The man in the back's being spotted, taking his position compromised. There's way too many utilities on the way of True Rippers, and they're being sniffed out. Site control taken in their hands, and now it's a 3-on-5 scenario. They've flawlessly taken the site control. Godlike, that aggression was really unexpected from True Rippers, but now this retake's gonna matter way too much for them as well. Kaizen missing those crucial shots, not able to find the value at all. Aryu's ready with that paranoia, and it's gonna be used as well. Pasay finds a good crack in the skull, and Astro is trying to capitalize. Aryu with 2, but that's all he's gonna get. What a thrifty round. Oh man, a quick meltdown and a quick shutdown from Godlike. That change in the pace really catching True Rippers off guard. And indeed a thrifty round that was needed.
Last player standing.
Godlike, these type of moments don't really occur. Solid round in their hands. True Rippers, I guess they would want to probably isolate this entire first half scoreline with a 7-5. But so far it's a 7-4. And Godlike, as they do start moving towards the entire short region, they will sort of get their hands, or at least hear all the footsteps that are going on. And Caramel manages to find one. Aryu being put to sleep, and he keeps on extending. He finds another one. The amount of value this man is finding single-handedly, the amount of space he found for the team, it's incredible. But Kaizen's up this time, is going to connect in the close range. Whips all the knives, but it's completely fine. At least he's able to rain down terror, death, and destruction. Hika being shut down as well. Kaizen, this man is unstoppable. Somehow he's still alive in that close range scenario. And now we're down to a 2-on-1 with Rexy versus Kazan and Techno. Godlike with only one player to go, with a huge stream to solidify. Is it going to be an 8-4 half or a 7-5 half? True Rippers, if they do manage to get a 7-5 half in their hand, this can be huge. But Rexy has no clue that the last man is right under heaven. The good point for Rexy is that he has a decent amount of time left and he can back off all the way towards B and get the plant down, and that's what he's exactly going to do. Crawling towards B, probably will get the plant down. And Techno is now finally aware of the situation that there is a plant going to be happening on the B side. Rexy, nicely done. The way he got that kill was interesting. Moving all the way back towards the boathouse. And Techno. Now everything's left on his shoulder. It's a one-on-one situation. Rexy should have the knowledge of where the last man is coming from. And now he definitely does, considering the sound cues were given away. And Rexy's also got a recon dart available. Does have the utility that he can rely on. Peeks out, gets a couple of shots.
Revealing area.
And instantly a recon dart being used as well. But the scan's going to go off, no information given away. Rexy knows that he was able to soften up his opponent, and Rexy placed that perfectly. Comes out on top of the clutch for his team. And striking in bright like a diamond when his team needs him the most. Nicely done. And it's going to be halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it for the first half. We're going to push to a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
The all-new i20, born magnetic.
Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half, where we will probably be moving on forward to that. And so far, the first half has been quite interesting. We're seeing that heat being amped up, turned down, amped up, turned down from both the sides. But there was one round where we saw fire to fire in the play from True Rippers, which proved out to be a flawless round. But Kazan's operator, man, even though he was just sort of trapped in that Underhaven side, in hell, he still managed to get 2 kills, which is honestly quite impressive. Didn't crack under the pressure, stayed calm, cool, collected for as long as possible. We will be moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, as this keeps on going. Oh, that's honestly really creepy. Oh my god. No wonder Blay is scared of those things, man. The way it's peeking out, Crips, it's terrorizing. It's really terrorizing. True Rippers slowly moving it forward from the short area. There's 3 players stacked up right next to each other, and now Godlike. Oh, that's a quick thing to find. And Godlike, unfortunately, Caramel's gonna whiff all of his shots. Went for the spray, hoping for the best. That's what you call spray and pray. But True Rippers, in the end, their calm, cool, collected nature sort of helps them out in that moment. And now they're also able to get the entire spawn control in their hands too. What is going on? This is not a strategy you see quite often, True Rippers. This is aggression taken to another level.
Yeah, it's not just aggression, it's also fake outs all the way. And then Wing catches them off guard. Can he double up? Unfortunately, no. But he's detected where Hika is, and he's also reduced quite a lot of his HP, which makes it so much easier for Kai's than Disrupt. If he breaks this mid door, he's gonna be detected. His own 0 point doesn't see much, but as they can hear the door being broken down, they know their position is supreme. They both can just stay towards CT, and Hika will never expect both of them in this position.
Pistol in the hand. And Hika is now going to make his way to the site. I mean, Hika should know, considering what plan it is. And now both these guys are going to try to play off of each other. It could have been an invitation to a disaster. I started recalling those moments where Zay was able to tap out 2 players at the same time. And if Hika did the same thing over again, it would have been a complete disaster once again for True Rippers.
You gotta say it though. You gotta say it. The pistol round from both these teams have been very entertaining to watch. True Rippers, in the first half, they basically just push out of mid, fighting towards top and bottom both. Kaisen with the triple over there gets the first pistol round on both for True Rippers. And now once again, they play super aggressively, except instead of going towards A and planting, they move all the way in, from garden to heaven to defenders spawn and then towards B. Now that's a thing you will never see any other attacking team undertake.
Phantom in their hands. And Godlike, now they have an okayish lead. I wouldn't even say a decent, it's an okayish lead. It's a lead that definitely might just put a lot of pressure on True Rippers, and this time you're seeing True Rippers approaching quite slow.
But True
Just
Rippers,
relying...
they've got some heavy investments, you know, unlike the Spectres and Bulldogs you usually expect in the second round. These guys have 3 big weapons, Phantoms and Vandals.
Yeah. They went for some big weaponry here. And Caramel's only got the shorty. He's going to dash on the face, but Kaizen's able to capitalize quite well. Is only down to 21 HP. I think so he should try and pass on over his gun to someone else who's quite healthy. Probably Aryu or someone, but it's not going to matter. It's only 2 more guns left, and it's only a Frenzy and a Classic in the hands. So, should be a quick sweep. True Rippers. This should be another round on the tally. That was a really good shot from Astro, but unfortunately, the conversion wasn't there. And last man Zika, he will probably try to squeeze away some frags while they're trying to get away from the site, from the spike explosion.
Hika just wants to steal something. Wants to yoink a gun away. He doesn't even get to do it. The moment his gun barrel's visible from the curvature of the smoke, all 5 of them spray him down.
Another solid round. Something True Rippers really needed now. And I talked about the lead, and it seems like now it's going to start to get nullified. 6-8 is the score. And things are starting to look quite interesting. And there's a high chance, Crips, we might just see an overtime inside this map.
Here.
I don't think an overtime is on the cards yet. I think it's a bit too soon to say. Oh my god, but look at this rush. They're not being silent at all. All these footsteps just barging in. They can hear the metallic sounds go pump, pump, pump. And Godlike's prepared for this. Fragments a little late, but it holds them back with an onslaught. If that's not enough, Caramel, Astro, Hika, all of them picked up passes.
Disrupt always so clean with his aim. Still 2 players are alive. The lifeline is not completely taken away, and as soon as I say that, there's a shot on the dome. Techno out of his Wonderland, and now Disrupt is the last man left alive. His position's known, so it shouldn't be tough to sweep this man up. And both the players are straight up looking towards that direction, and it's a flawless round. Not exactly flawless, but still, it was a pretty solid round from Godlike.
Yeah, True Ripper's getting kind of desperate now. Now that the big guns are out on Godlike, these fast rushes are not going to really work out anymore. Plus, there was just way too much lethal advantage for Godlike. The fragment helped them back and it just stopped the momentum of True Rippers in their tracks. Plus, they're paranoid about someone peeking out of trees, so they can't focus all their attention towards fighting. And even if they somehow do, Godlike have so many angles, it's nearly impossible to isolate them.
A technical pause, ladies and gentlemen. Seems like we're having some sort of issues going on. But hopefully those issues will be sorted soon enough. Maybe someone from True Rippers is having those issues, but exactly we don't know what's going on over here. But so far, the game's looking quite interesting. Godlike was finally able to get another round in their hands, making it 9-6 as on the scoreboard. That's quite nice. True Rippers, on the other hand, though, they're still having a huge battle to overcome. So let's see what sort of pathing these guys are going to choose to overcome that entire battle.
Yeah, so far they've been quite creative, but only on their eco rounds or their pistol rounds mostly. If they start showing stuff like this, then I'm pretty much sure that True Rippers will find a way to outsmart Godlike. I mean, up until now, the only thing that Godlike really has been able to do is just hold on to their defaults really well. So their anchoring is solid, but the aggression from Godlike is not really there at that level. I mean, I guess they haven't showed it yet. We might get to see a little glimpse of it in the future when Godlike are on an eco of their own. But so far, Godlike don't seem they're gonna be on an eco anytime soon, at least not yet. They have enough money to purchase weapons even one more time in case they lose one round. And I guess all they need to do is just keep suppressing True Rippers, keep pushing them downwards. I love the pistol rounds from True Rippers though, hands down. The first pistol round, they all push out of mid. No smoke towards feeling, no smoke towards top mid. It's just pure carnage and violence. And then even in the second pistol round, in the second half, they move in towards the A side, but then they go all the way towards heaven, then towards B. But that's really creative, you know? I mean, of course, pistol rounds are the kind of rounds where almost every team tries to be creative, but these guys take it to a new level. And it is quite rare for a team to win both the pistol rounds of a game and yet be at a round deficit. It's just baffling.
Oh. No chance.
Godlike, I mean, we talked about the unity, and so far it's really working out quite well for them. Sticking together, especially on that attacking side. Even on the defending side, these guys were looking quite fabulous. And they're really able to win out those duels. That's what's something that's adding on to the charm a little bit more. Is that winning those 1v1 duels. But this push from True Rippers to try and counter that entire aggression so far Godlike was shown on the B site was incredible. And it was actually a flawless round too, considering just 2 players pushing up B main and still managing to take out every single player that's trying to overextend on that B main side. It's really impressive getting that flawless round. Of course, still, the problem is that we're not really seeing the strategies being used to the fullest potential. We're not really seeing a lot of those executes being done properly. We're seeing some random strats sometimes, especially that pistol strat where True Rippers ran all the way towards the defender spawn in their attacking side and pretty much just managed to get the B side control in their hand and also won that round. That's what's really impressive. Just running it down, not even caring about anything.
Yeah, but these
We gotta give it to True Rippers.
Yeah, these running down strats kind of seem to be very potent, surprisingly, you know? One would
Yeah.
assume that they're very buggish, they're very scrappy, but hey, I mean, if it works, it works. Why do you want to fix something that's broken? Of course, you would want to fix it when you're facing a stronger team, but for now, all that True Rippers need to do is just maintain the round deficit and get into the playoffs. That is it.
Exactly. True Rippers? I mean, for them, as I said, there's still that lead to catch up to. There's still that score line that they want to catch up to. I mean, 6-9, it is there. But still, I mean, Godlike, usually that's what happens. They start to run away with the lead slowly and steadily. And I think so this is what happened with the Velocity as well, where Godlike had a huge lead, but then later on, Velocity started to mount a comeback, right?
I'm not sure entirely if that's the order of events. My memory is too weak, bro. You gotta stop asking me pop quiz questions like this. But yeah, I do remember Godlike making the comeback, or no, or was it Velocity? Actually, you know what? Good question. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I think so. It was Velocity who made the comeback. Yep, it was Velocity who made the comeback later on. So initially, I mean, Velocity were able to squeeze away a couple of rounds here and there. It went to OT later on, where Velocity needed to win 5 rounds back to back, and they made that comeback.
Do you think True Rippers can do the same? It's not a 5-round deficit. It's only 3 so far.
Yeah, I mean, the round difference is not even that far, so it's easily catchable. But True Rippers needs to make sure that they're not letting Godlike touch that double round marker, that double digit marker. If the scoreline goes towards 11, then the pressure will start to increase even more. So True Rippers needs to make sure they're getting rid of all that lead so far Godlike have built, within 10th round.
And this is one of those rounds which will determine the fate of the rest of the game. Both the teams have fragile economies. I guess Godlike can afford some weapons because Zay, Astro, Hika have a little bit of extra money. But even if these teams win the round with not too many players alive, they will have to reinvest. And the team that loses is going to be forced to eco. So yeah, this can really turn the outcome of the game. It's either Godlike hitting double digits, maybe even 11, not just 10.
Standing ahead.
Or it's True Rippers catching up.
Revealing area.
Ooh, getting scanned out. Kazin. And look at Caramel. Yeah,
both teams is looking to pop out of smokes. On one hand, you've got like popping out of A main from the smoke, and at the same time, True Rippers are trying to pop out of mid. The alarm bot gets broken, so that should trigger Rex to figure out if there's anyone towards the B main area or not. Because if they don't find out who's towards B main, they are going to get punched from market, and that's exactly why Caramel's on the move.
Zay's all the way towards B, man. He's pushed up. He's playing that aggressive angle. Smokes are going to be out as well to pretty much flush out Astro from that spot. Fragments there as well. So Astro's not going to be able to do pretty much anything. Next to impossible to pull off anything inside the scenario. And True Rippers, they've already established the site control. Site taken in the hand. And now we proceed on forward towards the post-plant scenario. It's a 5-on-5 retake situation for Godlike, which will be tough to pull off, to be honest. But this stuff that's being shown from Godlike, look at the amount of firepower that's available towards Tree. There's 4 players on Tree's side, and as soon as they start to make their way inside the site, it's just trades happening back and forth. Still 3 more players up and alive for True Rippers, and now the final man to go. It's a 1-1-2, but he's not going to get much done.
Yeah, scrappy retake from Godlike, but they make it work. It was quite impressive how they dealt with the crossfire towards Hell, and then somehow anyone who was holding towards A main was just simply not able to do anything. So Godlike did a really good job of isolating these gunfights and kind of bifurcating the entire round into small bits and pieces, which can be easily taken over. They fragment the fights, and all of a sudden you've just simplified your job.
True Rippers got countered so easily there. 4 players were just stacked on Tree, and they started to move out equally. They started to move out together. And once again, Rexy over there popped off as well. So yeah, in general, things just really working out pretty well for them. And a lot of talking being done now from the side of True Rippers. As I said, True Rippers cannot let any more rounds slip away. If it's going to be the double digit on the board, if it's going to be the 11th round for Godlike, Godlike will start to get some insane amount of confidence if True Rippers not able to win this upcoming round.
I don't think they can, dude. I don't think they've got the money to do it. Like I said, that round was the round that determines the fate of the entire match. It determines which one of these teams will have an economic meltdown at the worst possible timing, and which one of them progresses ahead. And so far, it seems like the scales are tipping in the favor of Godlike.
Six to 10. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, another round on the board. True Rippers, they're on an eco. Sheriff's and Shorty's in the hands. Disrupt has the null command available, but I highly doubt if he's going to use that. And these guys are going to decide to pop out the smoke, and both of them being shut down by Argue. Unfortunately for Kazin, his knives are being used as well. He doesn't really have a lot of knives available, and they're probably going to rely on Kazin's knife inside this round. Hika on the backside available, and Disrupt's able to put him down as well. At least now, True Rippers, they've got their hands on 2 guns, and that's huge. A Vandal and a Phantom on the board for True Rippers, and for this retake to happen, it sounds next to impossible.
Dude, where is this True Rippers in buy rounds? They can pull off Thrifty so easily. I think this is like the, second Thrifty they pulled off in this map? 4th Thrifty overall in the entire series. But where's this True Rippers in the buy rounds? It's amazing how they make this work. Of course, it is kind of precarious of Godlike playing ahead of this smoke, especially when they know that their opponents have cheaper weapons. So when you go to the distance, all the shorties and specters and the sheriffs rather, they become deadlier. And then True Rippers pick up the stolen guns on the ground, use Godlike, use those guns to murder Godlike. And Caramel once again showing us what infection should be.
Oh, quite aggressive.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, whiffed all of his shots with the knife. Definitely, it's quite a sad moment for that man. Astra will need to fall back as well, but Disrupt is able to catch that man while he was trying to fade away. 3 on 4. In the favor of True Rippers, and as soon as I say that, Rexy's starting to pop off. These shots are disgusting from Rexy. And now he converts that man disadvantage into a man advantage. Rexy with that heroic play.
And with those frags, look at the amount of ultimates they've been able to farm up. Rexy just about got his Hunter's Fury online, and he's going to use it to kill somebody. If not, at least get the tag. Disrupt down to very little HP. Or you have to spray them both down. He does one, but Disrupt has a foot in the grave already. Zay's even got lockdown if he's feeling desperate.
How do they lose the eco rounds and then they lose the buy rounds? I mean, how do they win the eco rounds and then lose the buy rounds? It's just, honestly, completely interesting for me. The lockdown was used as well, so Disrupt was being forced out of sight. Godlike just placed that really nicely. Oh boy. Huge kudos to Rexy though for pulling off that thrifty.
What even is this game anymore? Both the teams just pulling off thrifties upon thrifties. Like, you might as well unbind your B button. Why do you need to buy weapons? Play with your pistols, dude. You're just so accurate on them.
No, you need to be B1 to buy sheriffs, bro. Sheriffs.
Yeah. Kinda got ahead of myself on that one. Still, dude, it's so funny to see both these teams pick up thrifties with each other. And you can see how Disrupt tried to thread the needle over there. He tried to slip out of the lockdown by going in towards the defender spawn, and he almost would have made it if Rexy did. I'm sorry, not Rexy. If Wimp didn't peek out just a second ago. But yeah. Sorry, not even Wimp. Zay, sorry, what's happening there?
Here.
These thrifty rounds have got my mind turned into a mush.
Yeah. Ooh, Alarm Bot's gonna spot out the entire push, and True Rippers this time, once again, they push on over. Kaiser was able to find a really good opening, and somehow Caramel's able to fall back. He's not able to connect that operator shot. And now, once again, the man advantage converted over. True Rippers now will not need to try and take the solo duels. Please fall back on the site and play for the post plant properly. Techno was able to get one, but the trade's instantly there on the board. So now it's a 3-on-2.
Spike planted.
Victor with the null command can't really do much because there isn't much utility on True Rippers to suppress. Give him a little firing.
What?
Are you? Got destroyed like that. Hickel was not even properly aiming at him. He was just moving away.
He was blinded.
Yeah.
He was blinded. Oh man, what are these rounds they're able to squeeze away? And Zay with a 3K. When you think that it's next to impossible, these guys still somehow pull it back from the grave. Good spam being done, but Godlike this time, they're just a little bit too quick. Look at the amount of HP both these players have. They're barely alive on a sliver of HP. One guy has 10 HP, the other guy has 11. Godlike, they're somehow able to find these rounds from Death's Grip.
Yeah. I mean, sorry to steal your line, but it's almost like they're reaching into the mouth of the alligator and pulling the morsel out.
It's some crazy stuff.
Have you seen those kind of videos on YouTube where there's a clip of a game playing, and then in the middle of that clip, the guy will just pause the video and ask you, what do you think's gonna happen next? And then something really bizarre turns up, which makes it really impossible to predict what's gonna happen next.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, this match is perfect.
Yeah, this matchup's just been all over the place, to be honest. It's really tough to predict actually what's going to happen. You're right.
Whoa.
And look at this. What just happened in the end? Godlike. True Rippers just overextending a bit too much. And then Godlike, you've got players like Hika who are ready for that extension with the crosshair placement. And all they need to do is just tap on the skulls. Godlike, they've got another map secured in their hands. As I said, the map of Ascent, Godlike are really strong on. But True Rippers, they took the gamble, they took the odds in that map, and they wanted to play against him, but it seems like Godlike, they're not going to give them another chance. They recover themselves on Ascent, and now we move on forward towards Pearl, where these guys of True Rippers have been looking phenomenal.
True Rippers do look great on Pearl, but the fact that Ascent goes in the favor of Godlike reduces their chances by quite a lot. Let's see what happens in the next map.
Exactly, man. There's a lot to figure out over here, and we're going to push to a short break.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
The all-new i20, born magnetic.
Making dreams come true and memories happier.
I know my destiny. I know my destiny. I know my destiny. I know my destiny. I know my destiny.
It's time to welcome the YouTube audience once again back to the stream. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Valorant Challenger South Asia, driven by Hyundai, as we do move on forward towards the Agent Select. And this time, it's quite interesting. Astra is going to go for the Viper, and Astra is going to get pulled out by Rexy. It's quite interesting. We're seeing a double controller composition being pulled out, but on the other hand, you're seeing that standard composition from True Rippers, nothing out of the box.
Yeah, Astro on the defensive side will have to double up as a sentinel of sorts. He will need to use that toxin screen to delay the push from True Rippers as much as possible and buy time for rotations. Keep in mind, between the two of these teams, True Rippers are the ones who have stronger rotations, faster and more accurate rotations. So Godlike will have to do everything in order to stall True Rippers. But that's something we'll have to worry about in the second half. For now, ladies and gentlemen, it's True Rippers starting out on defense.
True Ripper starting out on defense and Godlike starting out on attack. And here we go. Every single player just stacked outside B long. I just know it. It's going to be a brawl a lot of those times on the B long side. Because considering both these teams have been taking or opting out for those dry peaks a lot. And on B long side, usually the aimers have the advantage. whoever's going to be hitting their shots will have the advantage overall. Kaizen, who whips the first shot, instantly dashes back to cover. And Caramel, he's got the gun in his hand as well. And Godlike, as they make their presence known, they have all the way creeped up towards the backside. Elbow area is gathered in their hand. The toxin screen is there, of course, just denying all sort of vision for them. But fortunately for True Rippers, they're somehow able to find this collateral. How does this even happen? Whip, what was that shot through the toxin screen? He gets the third one too, and this man single-handedly now is just putting to shut down the entire team. And that's what he does. Perfectly done from Wimp. That lucky find through the toxin screen with 2 kills, and then got the third one, just clearly out-aimed his opponent, Astro. Unfortunately, even Astro whiffed a little bit of shots on Wimp there. Wasn't even able to find a lot of connections, and Wimp just comes out on top. And then this entire flank from True Rippers. It was quite quick. The response is quite quick. We've got a technical pause in front of us. Maybe someone's got some issues with his computer. And hopefully we're going to get those issues resolved quickly enough. I think so. It's Astro who's got a bit of problems with his computer for now. But we're going to get it resolved soon enough. But P-Long was the take. You got to give it to Godlike. Even though they lost it, they were quite proactive on that approach. They decided to quickly make it into the site. But unfortunately for them, they got unlucky with the way Wimp hit those shots through the toxin screen. It just rewarded that round to their opponents. Nicely done. The viewers are over there inside the venue as well, just sitting around chilling, watching the games, having a good time. And I'm pretty sure the viewers as well in the chat are having a good time watching the game, because it's just the start of the first map. And this entire Viper Astra combination, I want to see how Godlike are going to make it work against a known composition of True Rippers. I'm pretty sure these guys have probably done a lot of research against him, but is that research enough? That's what we're here to find out. And usually on every single map, there's always a site that's being pressured a lot compared to the others. Which side is going to be that one for Godlike, considering they are starting off an attack? There has to be at least one site. And I think for Godlike, it has to be B-Long. As I said, it's one of those ways, or it's one of those sites where a person who's feeling his aim will get the huge advantage. Unless Godlike just brings up something different to the table and decide to push arts. If you're able to take the arts control, then definitely that's not a bad idea. You can have a little bit of upper edge. But as I said, against Godsreen, True Rippers looked really strong with this composition. And they were able to shut down Godsreen. And if they're able to shut down Godsreen pretty well, then Godlike shouldn't be that tough of an opponent on this map. But so far, the struggles are being shown from True Rippers on both the maps. And as I said, one of the main reasons of that is that South Asian region hasn't really started, or we haven't really been seeing a lot of those teams going for the target bans. Once we'll see teams going for the target ban, I feel like there might just be a lot of changes being made. But I don't know how long we'll need to wait for that entire scenario to...
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
The all-new i20, born magnetic.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Antidote. Most overrated player in India. Helif. अब डेथमेकर का सवाल आने वाला है. Most overrated player in India. Valorant. Done.
सिमर साई सेठी.
क्या आंसर दिया? एक नंबर. Wow. Favorite female Valorant player.
अंकिता सी.
ASTER Cypher.
ASTER.
नाइसली अच्छे जवाब दिए। डीएम ने तो आज गेम, डीएम ने रैपिड फायर अपने नाम कर लिया इस मामले में। चलो आई जस्ट विश यू गुड लक, पूरी लीग मस्त खेलना, अच्छा नाम कमाना और सबको खुश कर देना। सो डेथ मेकर और हिलफ अब जाएंगे, नए चेहरे आएंगे। टिल देन यू गाइस गो गेम में।
हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम टू द टॉप 5 सीरीज। इस सीरीज में हम नॉडविन वैलोरेंट चैलेंजर्स साउथ एशिया के मल्टीपल टॉप 5 मोमेंट्स आपके सामने पेश करेंगे। आज का एपिसोड है टॉप 5 एसेस पर। एक प्लेयर के लिए राउंड में एस निकालना कभी कभी कोइंसिडेंस होता है और कभी कभी प्योर लक, लेकिन काइजन का ये एस ना ही कोइंसिडेंस है ना ही वो लक की वजह से निकला है। ट्रू रिपर्स के परफेक्ट कॉम्स और जनरेटर के मैजिक से बना VCSA का पहला एस।
अपनी चले डिस्टर्ब दोनों को पिक ऑफ करा, बट से ट्रेड किया। एक और पिक ऑफ, ये तो भी आता है, पावरफुली बच जाता है। ये जनरेटर पावर है, यहाँ पे खड़े खड़े बहुत कुछ देखा हमने।
गॉडलाइक का ग्रुप स्टेज रन शायद ही अप टू मार्क ना हो, लेकिन हिक्का का यह मोमेंट गॉडलाइक फैंस के दिल में काफी वक्त तक बसने वाला है।
आपको पता है सामने वाले थोड़े से उनको पता है सामने वालों के पास जो अपोनेंट्स है उनके पास वो अच्छी वेपनरी नहीं है, वो आइटम नहीं होंगे। मार्शल एंड ईगल शेरिफ के साथ वो अभी भी टिके हुए हैं, बट नाइट राइडर वाज नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट एंगल। हिक्का का एस सेक्शन हो सकता है, बट हिक्का कैन यू गेट इट? हिक्का for the last one and the third is
ओरंगुटान के VCSA में सफलता के पीछे अजीज का बड़ा हाथ है। टीम में राउफिल के कैलिबर के ऊपर होने के बावजूद अजीज वाज द वन विद अ क्रैक स्नाइपर एस।
लॉकडाउन अवेलेबल है लेकिन पोजीशन और ब्यूटीफुल हेडशॉट, बट यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा अजीज को केयरफुल रहना पड़ेगा। उनकी पोजीशन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, थर्ड इन रो यहाँ पर सिक्योर करते हुए
One enemy remaining. 30 seconds left.
डिनाई करते अपने काउंटर पार्ट को, एंड यस अजीज ब्यूटीफुल एस।
हम फिर से वापस आते हैं काइजन पर, जिन्होंने 3 वर्सेस 5 सिचुएशन में अपने पोजीशन का फायदा उठाकर गॉड्स रेन पर कहर बरसा दिया।
करना चाहते हैं, बट देयर विल बी 2 प्लेयर्स जो इनके आप वेलकम करेंगे। दिस डार्क एंड चेंज लॉर्ड, बट काइजन बट काइजन विद द क्वाड्रुपल किल। क्या ये फाइनल फ्रैग निकाल पाएंगे? बुलडॉग काइजन he got the first ace, and दूसरा भी पहला ace इन्होंने निकाला है।
Subtlety, precision, technique. These 3 things best define लेवाई का एस अगेंस्ट मेडल esports। हाँ, राउंड भले ही हार गए, लेकिन साथ ही साथ मेडल की इकोनॉमी की भी हालत टाइट कर दी, सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक शेरिफ से।
अब तो कंफर्म है, और देखिए तो हट डाउन कर रही है ना बार-बार क्राउड, उन्हें फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा, जैसे कि आपने मेंशन करा। बट थर्ड वन इज बैक, will he get the ace?
एंड में आप लोगों के लिए एक बोनस क्लिप जो भले ही हमारे टॉप 5 लिस्ट में ना हो, बट मजेदार जरूर है।
और कंफ्यूजन से काम कर सकते हैं, बट डेथ मेकर काफी एग्रेसिव, बट गॉडल के जो कैरेमल है ही वाज रेडी एंड उनको कोई भी चांस नहीं देना। फॉर दैट फ्रैग उन्होंने डबल फ्रैग निकाले। डेथ मेकर ने
Component out.
बट यहाँ पर कोशिश, नो आइडिया।
It's third for Caramel. He's loving it. जो भी उनके हिस्से में आ रहा है, he's loving it. Can he go for the fourth one? वही बड़ा सवाल रहेगा। He spots another one. लेकिन मुझे लगता है थोड़े शॉट हो रहे हैं, लेकिन एक शॉट आता है। पांचवा Caramel goes really big.
The all-new i20, born magnetic.
Making dreams come true and memories happier.
The all-new i20, born magnetic.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Valorant Challenger South Asia, and finally we've got the issues resolved. This entire tech break was there to get both the teams on the equal ground. Someone was facing some sort of a technical issues, but finally we've got that resolved, and now we're back on the board. You could chat technician in the chat. But now, as we do start on over, the first round's already done. That means Godlike will be forced on an eco. On the other hand, the weapons advantage will be there in the hands of True Rippers.
Oh, but this is quite interesting. Vim goes for the first beat. Tries to defend Art by himself. Not possible. And Caramel finds the timing. Catches the fade with his pants down. At least Audi was able to put up some sort of resistance, but he's about to get rushed down in this smoke. And as soon as it fades, ASTER was unaware. At least it's a 3v3 again, but look at the spike. It's traveling towards the right side again. Now, unfortunately, there's no utility that can help stop this, and Kaizen with a lovely shot makes things much easier.
I don't even know if Kaizen was able to spot that man out, but he still managed to somehow connect that shot. Indeed, an impressive one. He got Rexy, 2 players alive, and it's a 2-on-3 scenario. The opponents do have their hands on the pistols, a ghost and the sheriff available, but look at the position Rexy is in. All the 3 players knowing where they're coming from, and now Rexy is gonna slither in like a wiper, and he might just strike in out of nowhere, but he gets spotted, unfortunately. Position compromised. Now they know 1 player's in the back and 2 Rippers. It should be a smooth sailing for them, considering they know there's only 1 man in the front. Last player probably will peek out of Haven, and his position's given away too. He's making a lot of sound, and RU will shut him down.
The intention that Rexy had over there was lovely. He waits for sound cues. As soon as he hears them go by, he's gonna peek out. Should have been able to get at least 1 kill over there. But they covered ground so quickly that Rexy was forced to give away a footstep, hoping to shoot somebody before they get into cover and out of Rexy's line of sight. You can almost call that a smooth magnetic moment if Rexy's bullets connected to their domes, like magnets often attract to steel, but nah, the timing was just a little too off.
Oh, classic setup from True Rippers all the time. You have this coming in. You will see them being aggressive on one side usually all the time, and this time it's Kaizen who pushes in quite deep with his teammate, but they're being countered hard. Godlike being able to shut down both those players who were on the aggressive page, but on the other hand, even their wiper is quite low.
Well, this bonus round is going just as I expected it to go. Godlike find plenty of kills, and they're still reluctant to push inside, which is great. This discipline from Godlike is gonna take them a long distance ahead. Plus, you also gotta consider how True Rippers are adjusting. You know, they don't often try to defend double doors actively. They just sort of place utility over there, and if the utility gets triggered, then they start to prop up the defenses towards the site itself. We haven't really seen True Rippers play super aggro towards Art or towards double door just yet. Might see it later on in the round, but for now, they've got 50.
Yep, both of the Mana Swarm spotted out, but unfortunately the smoke is not going to be on the point, and that's what gives a huge advantage to Godlike. Finally, they found the opening in the hands, and Godlike now, they can start to run away. As it was a bonus round for True Rippers, so once again, even though they lost that round, they still haven't really lost a lot of things. But this counter from Godlike, it was nicely done. I mean, they didn't know that there was a push coming in, but still, they were somehow ready for that.
Born ready, you might say. Godlike,
what is he looking at?
Really just taking their sweet time. I mean, at least in the previous round they did. It doesn't seem like the regular old Godlike, which will just pick up the pace. Oh, and the moment I say that looked a little bit different, that kind of changes. Very fast push towards Art this time. There's plenty of Q2 over there. He's going to activate that hook to slow them down. But this push from True Rippers towards A main is now going to plant seeds of doubt in the minds of Godlike. It's difficult for them to plant now because they not only have to worry about A main, but they haven't cleared out the rest of the site. So what's the play over here? They're not going to tap the spike yet. They want to pick up these fights. They want to neutralize the man advantage. And only after it's been sorted out, they will try to go for the plant. And Godlike knows exactly what I expected. They're playing towards Seeped. That's a play that a team will always make whenever there's defender presence towards A main.
That's huge. The Seekers were just big. Seekers gave away every single player's position, and now Godlike know every single player is just positioned in the back lines. And that's what they will now try to play off of. Disrupt and Kaizen are together, moving inside the site. Pulse being utilized as well. Every single utility will be thrown on the board, and True Rippers, they're going for the stick on the plant, on the spike. But this positioning from Rexy was quite interesting, but it's not going to matter because Disrupt just feeling himself.
Yeah, dude, Disrupt, what on earth were those flicks? And the first two frags seem believable, but the next one, he must have just thrown his mouse across his table.
It was insane, and he got all the 3 kills. It's honestly quite impressive.
Boom.
Yeah, all the 3 kills.
Yeah, dude, look at that snap onto Rexy. I think I know what happened over there. So if you slow it down, you see that Disrupt didn't immediately connect to Rexy's head. And then a second later, he did so. I guess he literally ran out of mousepad space. That's how those flicks are.
Hospital flick. But Caramel was able to get a quick opening on the A site. Kaizen being taken out. I'm quite surprised considering Kaizen decided to push up that deep. But okay, the lockdown's being invested from True Rippers, and this is once again quite an interesting option. Not even having the confirmation if the A site's been committed to or not, they still decide to invest the entire lockdown over there. And Godlike, they're looking forward once again to get the art control in their hands. The spike is available outside arts, and it's in the hands of Rexy.
The only way this lockdown makes sense is if the 2 pushing people from True Rippers who are currently towards the lane make their way towards mid and on the flank immediately. Otherwise, this lockdown would have been for absolutely nothing. Wimp tried his best to delay this push, but his teammates were just simply not quick enough to help him out over here.
I mean, they didn't even have a confirmation that it was a pick or not. Because the amount of silence that was being shown from Godlike was honestly incredible. And look at Zay! These type of kills are just really adding the cherry on top of the cake, and now it's just the last man alive, Techno. He's got a Phantom in the hand, he's got every single piece of utility available too, but I don't think so you should go for this. Maybe just try and go for the save because your team's economy is going to be in shambles. Hika's gun barrel spotted, his squad intrigued to shut down Hika. He peeks out once, and Hika won't get another chance to shut his opponent down, but at the end of the day, they sweep them all up.
Dude, Zay has woken up now. He's turned into a killing machine. He makes those 2 frags on art look like child's play. He didn't even take any damage in that entire process. Imagine being almost double peaked and walking out of that unharmed. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, look at these. Those bursts, man, on the head. And it just impresses me how calm these guys are whenever they're always going for these kills. And it was Zay as well, even in the previous Haven map, who managed to get that 2-piece outside C long and help his team get that entire pistol round in the hand. So Zay's always that calm, cool, collected player from Godlike who's never going to crack under the pressure. And he does his job phenomenally well. A timeout being called out from True Rippers, considering now they started to realize that they lost a round, which they shouldn't have. And something needs to be figured out here.
At least for now, Godlike can have some solace in the fact that their art control seems really, really nice. Every time Godlike try to take art, True Rippers give it away without any problems. And Godlike are able to at least get onto the site and plant that spike. After that, in the post-plants, things seem a little shaky, but you gotta play to your strengths. And so far, their strength is pushing into the side and getting that spike down. As long as that can be confirmed, True Rippers will always be on the back foot.
3 players are pushing out of A long. And all the 3 players will be spotted out in a couple of seconds, and they do. Yeah. ASTER was holding off the crossfire with his teammate. He was keeping his position anonymous and unknown, but RU is able to find both of those. Threats are starting to happen back and forth, and now we're down to a 3-on-2 scenario. Rexy knows that there's a man approaching in the clothesline. That's why he falls back, but even Rexy's position's compromised. Wow. What a shot! Disrupt! Another one!
Oh my god.
True Rippers! They're really strong. They started to gel up. They started to activate inside those eco rounds all the time. And these shots are just disgusting.
And now they've upgraded their weapons. Both of them have vandals. Both of them have ultimates. I think Caramel might have given away a sound cue over there as he dropped down. He's got to come recover the spike anyway. This crossfire is not the strongest between Disrupt and Audio, so Caramel has a chance to isolate the 1v1. Can he pull it off though? Disrupt down. That was the low HP player.
30
it's up to
seconds
Aryu.
left.
He didn't go for the peek as soon as the first contact was made, and here he is.
A Thrifty being pulled out. Impressive round from True Rippers, even though at the start it felt like things are now starting to slip away, but those sheriffs really started to click in the middle of the rounds. Fantastic place. Nothing much can be said off of that, but still Disrupt, his second kill. He wasn't even ready for that man to be there. And Hika just gets absolutely obliterated. It's honestly unfair how Hika died there. I just feel bad. Didn't even get a chance to fight back. Oh boy.
Get out of my way!
Go on, Caramel. Go on, show us what that magic is made of. Trailblazer to clear him out. But True Rippers are consistently pushing into A main. That's great. Tries it this time. Misses the opportunity. Does he go for the repeak? He's been bold enough in the past to go for these repeats often, and it never really worked out in his favor.
Godlike quickly taking the control, and this time Caramel's gonna connect all of his knives. Wimp found, Sentinel not on the board anymore, so that means all the utilities, all the nanoswarms they had available on the A side, they're gonna be deactivated pretty much. Good flashes on the board from Disrupt, but this man just never loses his 1v1s. He always comes out on top, and he's just standing there in Link like a strong wall, like an uncrackable wall. And Godlike once again, they decide to take the fight against the opponents, but these are way too dry peaks. And they don't even have an option because they don't have anyone else left over. It's just some controllers and sentinels on the board who have no other option than to take those dry peaks. Once again, Godlike, they look kind of separated. They don't look in sync, especially in that previous round.
Yeah, I mean, they thought they had an advantage as soon as Caramel managed to sneak in to connect it over there. And he found a very good position to pincer from. But unfortunately, Disrupt peaks a little late. Caramel, he thought he cleared out the angle. He gave the call to his teammates that nobody's peeking out of B-Link yet. But then Disrupt reveals himself and he drops the spike, which makes all of True Rippers double down on that position. And the space that Caramel managed to clear out, now nothing can be done with that space because you gotta go all the way back and pick up that spike.
It's really impressive how Disrupt's playing this. Disrupt, I don't even remember properly, like a proper head-on-head collision where Disrupt has whiffed shots. This man is always, either he gets absolutely one tap and obliterated, or he will come out on top and is inside an engagement. This man is just that good. His aim is always on the point, crisp, clean, just like Zay, the way he's looking today. But Godlike, this tactical timeout, they realize now the enemy team is starting to run away with a little bit of lead. So this is now the time to catch them up before it gets a little bit too out of hand.
But that's one good thing you pointed out though. Both Astro and Zay looking really, really sharp today. Even Caramel has found a way to step up. Even he's been activated. So Godlike fought at full strength. If not full, then at least at 90% strength. And True Rippers, look at the aggression once again. Sometimes it's Kaizen pushing out towards A main. Most of the times, it's True Rippers having Kaizen as well as Disrupt pushing out of B main. So, regardless of whatever Godlike do, one of these areas, either A main or B main, is gonna be pushed by True Rippers. And having that map control in your control, it just gives you so much early information to work with.
Wow, wow! Wimp! The utility utilization was really on the point. The nanoswarm activation as well was just perfectly on the point as well. And look at this run and gun from Techno. Able to find two and make it the three. Techno, what was that run and gun? This man doesn't even stop moving and he still finds those shots. Even the coach is surprised.
Yeah, what is counter-strafing? It doesn't exist in Valorant.
Precise gunplay.
Precise gunplay.
One enemy remaining.
What? Look at this man. He doesn't even stop moving. And again, look. He's not even... He's still on running phase and he still hits that headshot. Techno. He's got the gods on his side.
He is the god, dude.
Ooh, that's a good way to put it.
Poison orb and toxins going up.
And speaking of gods, now Godlike need to pray in order to get their money back
Bring
up.
them down.
Yep. Speaking about that, and Godlike starting to move up.
Blocking vision.
They have realized that they got absolutely decimated in the previous round just by that one single man called Techno. So now they're respecting True Rippers a lot. Techno and Disrupt, these guys have been a huge pain for Godlike. And they need to figure out a way to deal with these two guys overall. Because the rest of the players are just able to back them up pretty well. Even Kaizen's not really found that sweet tuning for himself inside this matchup. But eventually, as True Rippers do realize, it seems like an A take. The Haunt was utilized, but the Haunt's not going to find any sort of information anymore. And all the players, they're going to start to flow in from Arson. This is a really good crossfire. Techno trying to pull off the shenanigans once again, but Disrupt with a 4K. Almost stopped that entire push.
Single-handedly, that too. This man's on fire. Can anyone douse him? Can Cannibal be the extinguisher? It's all up to Wimp now. Both the players are relatively healthy. It's all gonna boil down to this, and Wimp comes out on top. Sometimes it's Disrupt, sometimes it's Wimp. And True Rippers continue their reign of dominance. They've already reached the 7-point mark. They won this half already.
This entire matchup has been an absolute brawl. It's been an absolute street brawl. Street fight. No rules. Nothing. Just straight up go gunning for each other. Look at Techno. He tried to do that same thing again. He was running and gunning with the Vandal once again. He tried, but this time it didn't work out.
Yeah, you can't have precise gunplay activate for you all the time.
Yeah.
It's a limited time buff.
Man, Techno really cracked me up. Ooh, Kaizen! Aggressive peek! Yeah! Aggressive peek, and Kaizen now starts to taste the blood! The demon's being activated. The gravity welt's there to try and sort of trick this man over there, but he still manages to trespass and get back to safety. Last man alive, and a flawless round from True Rippers. What was that?
You blink and you miss it. A round went by within a matter of seconds, and it all started with Kaizen hitting that collat. How on earth does he manage to do that? He didn't even have a clear line of sight. The smoke was activated just a second late, and Kaizen lines them up, knocks them down like a bunch of bowling pins.
Even the audience is laughing. They don't know what just happened. I mean, the round just started, Crips. And we were just trying to set up the storyline for the round, and that happens. The rounds... That just... I think so the round ended in like 10 seconds. Not even 10. Probably like 8 or... like 6 or 7 seconds, man. That's how quick that was.
Don't bother counting the timer.
I've got your
Don't bother
trail.
counting the timer. Just not at all, man. Oh, this time it's a very fast one. Entire kit of Sky committed. Guiding like Seekers. Cannibal has no remorse. He's pushing into snake fight and hoping it will work. Are you taking a page out of Techno's book? Running into Hika's face and blowing it apart. And once again, the pace from Godlike, it's breakneck. But the defense from True Rippers, it is stellar.
True Rippers, man. They are a really strong force. They are a force to be reckoned with on the map of Pearl, and that's what they're proving once again. It is tough to take down True Rippers on Pearl, and if there are some teams that are watching this entire game, just remember, guys, if you're facing against True Rippers, make sure to ban out Pearl, because this team is just really good on this map. You do not want to take the odds.
So, curse, no curse. Kaizen popping off, not popping off. What's gonna happen in this round? The last few ones have been really quick, and Godlike kinda seem traumatized. I mean, that's why you can see them move so slowly towards B main.
You are divided.
And no other part of the map is being explored. Wimp is already pushed out of mid. He sees no activity, which kind of gives True Rippers quite a lot of information. the cosmic divide being committed also kinda makes it obvious about what's gonna happen.
Lockdown was initiated, and even a Viper's pits popped out. Look at this entire flank from Kaizen. True Rippers once again just moving in like a tight-knit unit, and they're working off of each other pretty much fine. And another clean sweep. True Rippers, they are just shredding through. They're like a drill. That is unstoppable.
A rocket-powered drill. It's tearing through the enemies, dude.
Oh my god, look at what he's typed on the screen. Oh my god. Oh, the trash talk begins. The trash talk begins from the viewers that are watching in the venue. I'm honestly left speechless, man, Crips, but you know what? It's time for us to take a short break. Guys, go and sip that water, or just go ahead and drink some coffee, whatever beverage you guys have left over, because I'm pretty sure y'all need to be hydrated after that trash talk. But we'll be right back.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the beach, I get it in.
The all-new i20, born magnetic.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the beach, I get it in.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half. It's a 10-2 half in the favor of True Rippers, and they're now really starting to rip apart their opponents. As True Rippers, they move on forward towards the attacking side. They're going to look even more confident.
It's all gonna ball down to this pistol round, and True Rippers have an impressive track record on pistols. They've won every single one on Ascent. Even Haven was quite nice. So statistically, they should have a chance of making this 11-2. Early contact from Godlike doesn't pan out towards a main, but A-Side's already lost. And True Rippers, like one would expect, are pushing towards Secret. Godlike were aware about this Secret push, that's why they've given it up. But Hika is now getting surrounded towards Flowers, and this will be very precarious. And they're running towards Defender spawn. Dude, what are True Rippers up to? Innovative,
they just don't care.
Down.
They just don't care anymore. True Rippers, they've lost it. They don't care anymore. They're tearing through God L like a paper-thin sheet. And they just keep on moving forward, ripping apart anyone who stands in their way. I mean, it is a 2-on-2, but still, what is True Rippers doing? Whatever they're doing is just absolutely disrespectful. They're taking the defender spawn control when they're attackers.
30 seconds into the round, that quickly.
It's a Ferrari, bro. It's a Ferrari.
It's a Ferrari with a drill bumper attached to the front of it.
Nitro boost activated.
Not just nitro, dude. You know those battering rams you have on
enemy remaining.
You see in probably some
enemy remaining.
Mad Max. Yeah, that's what this is. And now Wimp has all the time in the world. He's just toying around with Caramel. Caramel is supposed to fight this one, and Wimp is
I had to focus for a second.
What is this pistol? They start from mid, go to Art. They're aware that Godlike is present towards A main, and they push towards Secret. That's what most attacking teams do when they have Art control but not A main control. And up until then, the round somewhat made sense. But then, they move into Defender spawn? What is this? They did the exact same thing in Ascent as well. I mean, there's innovation, and then there's complete wildness. That's what this is, wildness.
Oh my god, what is going on? I mean, I don't even think so. It's innovation. It's just go with the flow, man. That is a prime example of a flow. A flow never stops. It just keeps on going. And I think so they just took that entire saying to another level. But it's a complete beast stack, Crips, and they might just be walking inside a huge trap. Godlike, they've stacked up on the B side, but True Ripper somehow they're single-handedly able to isolate these duels and able to sniff out the opponent, but no, it's going to be the answer for now. Zay starts to pop off. Disrupt's got the hand on the Guardian, but what a shot from Hika. And the final man being shut down as well. Godlike, they keep the lifeline alive, at least for now.
What do you need to stop an unstoppable force? You need an immovable object. And I guess stacking up the B side is as immovable as it gets. That's the max resistance you can put up.
Down B. Enemy remaining.
I face one. I kill him.
What is going on in this game? True Rippers, they call a timeout. You gotta be kidding me.
I mean, at least they're standing true to their name, you know? They're called True Rippers, and given the way they rip some of these sites open in pistol rounds, they are literally manifesting their name. Explaining why it was chosen for a reason.
11-3 and Godlike, they're not able to figure out what exactly is going wrong with them. It's been a technical timeout from True Rippers, and they're definitely having a lot of talks going on with the coach. I mean, all they need is 2 more rounds and seal the deal, and I'm pretty sure the coach just wants to win this game with as much as round difference as possible. And so far, True Rippers, they're doing a fantastic job maintaining that.
They're gonna have money this round again. No. They don't go in for a force buy. I really thought True Rippers would purchase sheriffs, inspectors, or something like that, but nah, it's just 1 on Disrupt, that's it.
True Rippers, they're just stacked up on the A site now. And it's a complete eco. A complete eco. Rexy?
Obscuring vision.
Yeah.
I mean, there's spacing and then there's a sudden drop in phase. The difference is drastic.
Yeah, but for True Rippers, it's pretty much similar. Look at them, all the 5 just bursting on the site, and now it's just an absolute spray down, a meltdown. And True Rippers are indeed getting melted down, but still it's a 2-on-3. It's quite doable considering Kaizen's got his hands on the Phantom. And this man can turn around some situations, but unfortunately he gets out positioned. Nicely done from Hika.
It was also quite smart of Kaizen to hand that Phantom over. Sorry, it was smart of Techno to hand that Phantom over considering he was slow. So he gave it to the healthier player. That's some really quick thinking. Could have resulted in a couple more kills, but Godlike stabilized themselves for now. They take a massive leap of faith and land on their feet. And they were just hoping that the fall damage wouldn't kill them. But now the real test of fate begins. Caramel's got the op as well as the Bladestorm. True Rippers have the lockdown. And they're going in for a 3-man push towards B. There's alert in progress that Vimp is making happen towards Art. And usually Vimp's timings are amazing. But because his lockdown is so far away from his team, how does he place it? Or rather, does he even place it in this round?
It's the op in the hands of Caramel. So True Rippers definitely need to be really cautious with this approach. Hika's only down to 10 HP, so I guess you can just rule him out of this game unless if he pops off like a god and is able to get some more value done with only that amount of HP available in this man's hands. Kaizen spots out the first man. Zay is instantly going to fall back. He pretty much played for the contact. Gravity Well, Nano Swarm's been activated. The entire site control so far is being denied, and True Ripper's not able to figure out some solid stuff for themselves.
You have the Toxin Screen and the Util Jump from Godlike.
You should run.
But they regress into the back of a contact play. Cloudburst to make sure B
30 seconds left.
No smokes available to its heaven, but I think True Rippers are comfortable fighting over there.
Spike
And
planted.
Godlike have to respect the lockdown. Caramel's boost up doesn't really find anything, but Disrupt is going in for moves of his own, and that's what gets them the advantage.
True Rippers, they're really holding these aggressive angles. And now we're balled down to a 4-on-4 scenario. Zay and Hika are a little bit too low. They've been softened up a bit too much. And the good part for True Rippers is that they've got the link control in their hands too, so now they know that the flank has to be coming soon enough, and it is indeed. Zay's only got 30 HP in the hand, so they cannot afford to catch any sort of bullets onto themselves. A little bit of whiff is there, but Astro eventually gets his hands back inside the round, clawing his way in, and Godlike, They managed to shut down every single opponent that stands in their way, and they claim another round in their hands, somehow able to squeeze that round away.
Rexy really putting the god in Godlike. Stepped up massively in this round. There was a man disadvantage which Godlike had. The flank which they were on, all three of them coming in from B main, was also detected early on. So all the information was available to True Rippers. Even the positions were supreme, but Astro and Rexy step it up.
$11-5. Interesting outcome. And Godlike now, they're slowly and steadily, it looks like, the comeback's on for them. If they squeeze up this round in their hand too, then definitely you can count the comeback on, but whip! What a shot, even though this man's stunned out. You cannot count him out. You thought it might just be a free kill. It's a free B. The wimp just slaps him to the ground.
Concussions don't guarantee you kills. But Blade Storms definitely do, at least when you're Kaizen. Channeling all that aggression, and now Wimp having stolen that weapon after
Thrifty.
slapping Hikaseki, he's gonna make it work.
It's a thrifty, dude.
They can't even track him.
But they don't win the buy rounds, but they win the thrifty round.
And they do it in every map, not just Pearl. They do it in Ascent, they do it in Haven. It's nuts.
Wait, what?
It's unbelievable.
What's calling? Navi Mumbai. Oh my god.
Okay, dude. Now they're bringing geography into this. That's the line.
Boy, the salt, I can feel it. I can feel the salt. It's too salty, man. I'm just drinking water and I can feel the salt. I don't even know who put the salt in my water. I guess it's the people of True Rippers.
Yes. It's the Arabian Sea from Mumbai being thrown back into Navi Mumbai. I tried to make a geography joke there, but dude, the thrifty rounds in this game are a joke. You don't need me to be humorous.
Found them.
Look at the quick flank from Godlike though. They've already pushed up out of A main. About to be caught. Finally some aggression from Godlike paying off. But Rippers making aggression of their own towards B main.
My fall on the board. Going for the red zone, the fallen player. And Argue will get the fallen man back up on his feet. And look at True Rippers, the extension. They're not even scared of taking that control in their hands anymore. Look at Techno just all the way falling back to their spawn. Kaizen was looking away somewhere, and that's why he gets caught off guard. A lot of shot whiffed, even from Zay. And his life gets compromised, and Disrupt is a man you can never count out on. He can never miss those shots. True Rippers, a clean sweep on their opponents in the final round, and they claim this entire series in their hands, knocking Godlike out of this tournament.
Godlike, unfortunately not able to win a single game in Valorant Challenger South Asia. And True Rippers run into the playoffs. They're digging Godlike a shallow grave. They don't have time to dig 6 feet. Putting on the nitros, putting on their running shoes, and finishing this game really quick.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just relax, True Rippers. Just relax. But again, you gotta give it to Godlike as well. They fought like champs. They gave it all they had. They fought with tooth and nail. But in the end, True Rippers came out on top. They were just better on Pearl, and I said this, that if True Rippers, they will get their hands on the decider. We pretty much predicted this. If they get their hands on the decider, it's looking like a pretty dominant map for True Rippers, and that's what exactly happened. They absolutely asserted dominance right off the bat, and they ended stuff with dominance as well. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to push to a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. Check, now we gon' better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. We're known for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. We're known for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. G. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track,